Warning: Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So what I'm saying now is that you're going to have this massive influx of immigrants into the country that are better equipped. They don't have your legacies. They don't have your disadvantages. They're walking across the border. They're going to get a free lunch. They don't have to pay dues. But you got public policies in this country that are equating them to black folk. They're equating them to black, and what we've allowed them to do, starting in 1970, is to wrap themselves in black folks' suffering and pretend somehow they suffered along with black folk. And therefore, whatever program is created under this misguided label called minority, that they are equal to you and over you. And we're going to deal with that whole concept of minority in a few minutes too.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations as well, family. Click that link in the description and sign up for the Telegram just so that we can circumvent the shadow banning that's been going on the channel as of recently. But with that being said, family, welcome back to another Sunday service. This broadcast here today is going to be geared more towards the younger generation. Let me put it like that. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because with the internet making people so readily available all of a sudden, you can talk to people that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to talk to when I was growing up or when many of us was growing up. You're able to get direct contact with different artists and entertainers and things like that. With the internet making things so readily available, it's very important for the next generation to understand the fact that just because they might be from where you're from doesn't mean that they're for you. Just because you can reach out and touch them or talk to them, they might talk back to you, doesn't mean that they're operating in a fashion that behooves you and your community. You see, we've used and we've seen America use entertainers in order to push narratives onto our community. This isn't the first time. It won't be the last. So I really want to go over a few things. I want to kind of bring up a few examples because, like I said, the most important takeaway from this is that just because you may like an artist doesn't mean they're operating in a fashion that's going to benefit you and your people, especially when they see you and your people moving in a certain direction and they choose to operate a full 180 degrees away from the direction in which the collective community is moving and operating. Now, before we get into it, family, got to give a shout out to the fam in the chat. We got a B1 salute and shalom to our brother Jesse Paris in the building. Our sister Aquarius Minded in the building. Always a pleasure, my sister. Black RU, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. AO in the building. Much love to you, my brother. Our brother Black Truth United in the building. B1 salute to you, family. Much love to you. Much love to you. Reparations Nation is in the building. Arch is in the building. Much love to you. Louisville Storm is in the building. Much love to you. Our sister Lotus Ty in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, my sister. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Our sister Bad 72 is in the building. Much love to you. Always a pleasure. Our sister Anita Harrell is in the building. Much love to you. Always a pleasure as always. RBJ is in the building. Salute to you and thank you for being here, family. Our sister Priscilla Taylor is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Our sister Donna C is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Want to make sure I got it. Our brother KG, Kid Gravity Beyond in the building. Much love to you, my brother, and thank you for being here, family. As well as our brother Marvin C in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Tater Man is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. As well as our sister Andrea Jones in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Our sister I Am Kiera is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as Empress Latesse in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Yo 103 Queenin in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. And for everybody who's not in the chat, much love to you. Thank you for being here, and everybody that's going to catch this in the replay gang. Also, B1 salute to HVAC-R in the building. Much love to you, family, and thank you for being here. Now, family, I want to start off with this here because I already spoke about the Sexy Salon video on one of my previous broadcasts. And, you know, the question that I posed was the video in itself, maybe not the song, but was the video in itself meant to be a counterweight to the delineation movement that FBAs have been pushing for? And, you know, after I did that broadcast, I came across a live, and I wish I could have recorded it, but when I tried to record it, I came to find out that I didn't have any more memory on my phone. So instead of recording it, I took a picture of it. But, you know, let's go here. So I've seen a lot more spaces like this. Let me pull it up here. A lot more spaces like this on TikTok where the tethers was actually really going wild. You know, they were really asking questions about Pan-Africanism and whether it really behooves them and what. And as you can see here, the second question here on the list here is, what are Pan-Africans actually doing for the continental Africans? So they were really like going in off of this because they wanted to basically feed off of this Sexy Salon video with her putting all the flags in the back. You would think that they would be grateful, right? No, they wasn't grateful. They were saying, well, that's not enough. What are you guys actually doing for us as Pan-Africans? And this question was more intensified after we find out that Mona Leo actually did an interview talking about the video in order to clear some things up. A B1 salute and shalom to our brother William Aaron in the building, as well as our sister Shalonda Cole in the building. Much love to you. So this question got answered pretty quickly. So let's go over here to this Breakfast Schlubs interview. And before we do that, I'm going to do this one more time. Just for the JAs that work at YouTube.
Warning. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
And a B1 salute and shalom to our sister Angelic in the building. Much love to you, my sister. Always a pleasure. As well as our sister Cooking with Miss D in the building. Much love to you. Now, let's get into this little clip from the Breakfast Schlubs where she made her stance in the video very clear, because there was a lot of back and forth. Salute to our brother Sage in the building, as well as Alicia Stover in the building. Much love to the both of you. There was a lot of back and forth on whether or not she actually put those flags in the back in order to tell everybody, the non-blacks, to get to the back, or whether she was doing it in a Pan-African sense. But many of us who already understood the play, the get down, we were already calling this out, which I did in the last broadcast that we did about this. However, she had some things to say, and I want to make sure that it's understood. Let's go.
Beating Down Your Block. That was my anthem for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm not playing. Did you expect that song to be as big as it got?
I expected it to change my life. I didn't know exactly what the parameters, I didn't know how big it was going to get, but I knew it was pivotal in my life.
Yes.
And when I talk about journaling and writing that I was going to be on Breakfast Club, this is around the time that I made that song. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on Breakfast Club. I'm going to be getting interviewed. I'm going to be getting plaques. Like I knew I had a feeling in my bones that that song was going to change my life. And it did just that.
What I love about it, you were still a little too nice. She was like, you were just telling non-black people to go to bed. You didn't say yeah.
No.
You just said, let's go to bed.
I just said, create a level of
Yeah.
separation to a degree. I wanted to create a space for Black Americans to turn up and have a good time. Black people in general. So you see me cloaked in the Black American heritage flag in the video, but then you also see the flags behind me, the ethnic flags behind me stitched together. What was important to me was, like I said, to promote Black unity and Black community, because under the umbrella of white supremacy and racism, we are all Black here.
All right, let's stop there for a second, family. Let's stop there for a second, because this has been, and you can tell that her Nigerian manager gave her that talking point. Well, under the system of white supremacy, we're all Black. That does not change the ethnicity of anybody who comes to this country. That does not change any of the motives of anybody who comes to this country. It doesn't change anything. Why are we looking at, and this is what I say all the dang time, these tethers love to say what the white man sees when he looks at us. Rather than what we see and what we say we are, they want to go off of what the white man sees. This is exactly what these tethers do. So her saying that only shows me and confirms that she has her manager speaking for her. He gave her that talking point because that's something he would say as a Nigerian in this country. Let's be very clear about that. And then she said she wanted to promote unity. Well, why call the song Sexy Soul On? Because the brothers who actually put this together, who put the term together, made it very clear that Soul On was not an exclusionary term. Excuse me, an inclusive term. It was an exclusionary term. So by saying you're a sexy soul on, and then turning around and saying, well, I just wanted to promote unity, you're doing the complete opposite of what the definition of a soul on is supposed to be. B1, salute to Alicia Stover. Much love to you. Thank you for your super chat. Excuse me. Your super chat is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution. Watch out for Trojan horses, especially during midterm 2026. Exactly. And you're jumping a little ahead of me here, but yeah, that's exactly what the whole situation here is about. Watching out for the Trojan horses, hence why I named this one, watch out for the banana and the tailpipes. Salute to Yo 103 Queen, and thank you for your super chat as well. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution. Let me turn on the chat there so I can get a good view of what's going on there. All right, let's let her continue.
In this country, and cops pull us over, they're not asking you, are you Jamaican?
That's a fact.
Where you from?
That's a fact.
They're not asking that. You just Black.
They don't have to ask that. You know why? Because once the people start talking, 9 times out of 10, they'll know. And if they don't have an accent, when they ask for the identification, once they give them the identification and they read the last name being Umbugapi, the last name being Shalukakaki or whatever the hell else, Timpa, or maybe just they know off the back, oh, you're not Black American. And they make it very clear. We've played that clip on here where that Jamaican lady was screaming out, "Don't kill me, go kill a black American." And he said, "Nobody gonna hurt you, woman." She said, "Oh, okay." So when you're speaking about what police see, that matters not to me. It also matters not to the lineage, because God dang it, just because the police see them as black, quote unquote, does not mean that that ties back into our lineage, nor does it mean that we have to turn the other cheek while they disrespect our lineage, heritage, and culture. You're basically being used as the puppet at this point in time. And this is no dig to this woman. I don't know this woman. She might be a very, very nice person. But I'm not here for the pleasantries. I'm here to tell it like it is. Because stuff like this, you're confusing and indoctrinating the next generation to believe that you have to be this type of person. Although these people are deliberately showing their ass towards us, disrespecting us every chance they get. But let's let her continue.
Black. So I wanted to detail these shared experiences across the diaspora. And I know it's upset a couple of people, which I can understand to a degree, because I feel like Black Americans, we want so badly to be represented and we want something of our own, because we feel like people have taken from our culture. And I understand that to a degree.
No, that's not the big deal. Let me tell you what the big deal is, Mona Leo. The big deal is this. You took something that's supposed to actually represent us specifically. It's supposed to be made about us. The name of the song, it's Sexy Soul On. It's supposed to be about the soul on. In my last broadcast, when I was breaking down how people was trying to use soul on in order to push and put all these different tethers into it, the founders had to come out and tell people, no, this is not what it means. You can go to our website and read what this actually represents. So by you going to the Breakfast Club after the founders already came out and made it very clear what it represents, to then try to make it about unifying all the other cultures, when we're specifically saying, no, we're concentrating on our own culture, our own lineage, our own heritage, that's oppish behavior. You can be Pan-African. Don't nobody really care. Go and be Pan-African. But when you then try to use our wording and verbiage and history and culture, and then say, all right, this is for everybody, you're opening the door to the door we just shut. We closed the front door. You over here opening the back door, trying to sneak them into your bedroom. That's a problem. A major, major problem. Shout out to Classy K. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as Cruz Wex. Much love to you. Thank you for being here as well, family, as well as Miss D's 6 Women's Sports in the building. 6 Women's Sports, in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here as well. Also, a shout out to our family, Brenda Thomas in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. What it shows is that you're literally the Trojan horse in order to get everybody into the party. And I said this when I broke down her video on Patreon. I said it when I did the broadcast over here on the YouTube. That when you're seeing all the people on the outside of the gate, it was just white folks. If she meant all non-FBAs, all non-Solanis to the back, that's what she would have said. But no, she came and she clarified and she made sure to say everything that I was saying was actually what she meant to represent. Exactly, Donna. Muddy in the waters. What the? If she takes the lace front off and makeup off, the goosey face will rear its head. Well, from my understanding, she is an FBA sister. They was trying to say her grandparents are from Nigeria, and she pulled out both grandparents on them. Well, at least both grandmothers. But yeah, exactly, bad. Sabotage. Tossing infiltration is another word. But let's get it. Let's let her finish.
And still do. So I understand the frustration about incorporating the other flags, but I'm just here to detail what I was trying to depict, and that was Black unity and Black community. I'm here to bring us together.
I knew you had something. When I went to go search the song that morning on YouTube, and all I saw was reaction videos of people upset.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they was mad.
He literally did that in here.
Like, how
They was
like,
mad.
man, is this really this mad already? Like when the song came out, it was only 6 days ago.
Exactly. They were mad. I expected white people to be mad. I really don't give a damn what white people think about me, because his thing with white people. And it's not that I'm saying that all white people are bad. You know that they be saying, I got a Black best friend. My best friend is white. Just taking a page out of their book. So it's not that I'm saying white people are bad, but I think
She wasn't in the video.
She wouldn't.
She was there.
She was in the back.
She was in every other video.
She's in every video.
Latino. Somebody said that to me this morning. They was like, she got a Latino best friend.
Oh my God, just because she tatted.
I promise you, somebody said that to me.
She's so misunderstood. Shout out to KT.
KT.
That's my best friend.
Okay.
But it's like, I feel like white people, what they need to understand is that racism is a fundamental issue, and they've been conditioned to this certain type of teaching subconsciously. Consciously, it needs to be called out, and it needs to be unlearned. It's not that I'm saying all white people are bad. So they were mad. I didn't give a damn about that. I didn't care.
Notice how she made it very clear when it comes down to how these people have been conditioned if they're white, but yet you couldn't understand that these other folks who have the same skin color as you have also been conditioned because they don't share the same experience that we share in this country. Like I said, it's this whole interview here, if you pay attention to it, she contradicts herself left and right. And like I said, this is not a dig at her. I don't know this woman, and I don't care to know her, to be honest with you. But we got to call a spade, and we got to call out op activity when we see op activity.
And they were like, well, what if white people made a song like this? White people have done worse. And there is a song, actually. I saw it the other day. There was a song.
Oh, the one about lynching?
Exactly. All I'm going to say is what I wanted to clearly detail these, like I said, shared experiences across the diaspora that we can't control. Our grandmothers are very similar.
Yeah.
So I wanted to detail that.
Sometimes you just got to tell people it's a Black thing you wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get it.
Hey, you don't need an explanation.
They don't need no explanation. And it should be actually should be gate kept.
Yeah,
I think a lot of our culture
absolutely.
should be kept close to us because, you know, white people that keep whatever they want to keep close to them is kept very close to them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that's kept away from us. And I feel like we should have the same pride and integrity about our culture. And it's not about being exclusionary. It's just showcasing a level of pride and reverence and respect for what's been put in place.
No, Mona Leo, what you're actually doing is being the Trojan horse to push cultural erasure upon foundational Black Americans and the Solon, just overall culture. That's what you're doing. It's okay to be a Pan-African if you want to be a Pan-African. I'm not even going to hammer down on you about that. You work, you do business with these people. You want to do, you want to say the PC thing, basically. You want to be very PC about the way you say things when you have a fan base and all this other stuff. But when you sit here and you see that you have a movement that is excluding everyone else due to the fact that they disrespect our lineage, heritage, and culture, due to the fact that they say we have no culture while putting our culture on and taking it off as a mask or a goddamn jacket whenever they feel the need to. You making the conscious decision to say, well, I'm going to use the Solon name, even though I know what it means and I know what it represents. And I'm still going to talk about unity when that is an exclusionary term, not inclusive. This is the reason why, because she talks about the flag as well, and I didn't get that part, but This is the reason why, and I got to pull this down because I got to show this. I got to show this. You guys know the Universal Soul Circus, right? The Universal Soul Circus is lacking the soul that it once had. Let's go here. Notice all the other flags, family. What happened to our stuff? You at the Universal Soul Circus with nothing there that represents the soul of the world. Makes no sense to me. But it only makes sense to people who's okay with cultural erasure. And they might not be okay with it when it comes down to them, but when it comes to us, oh, they're fine and dandy, sweet as candy. And we're saying no. Shout out to Val Hawkins in the building, my sister, much love to you, as well as our brother Rashad Wallace. Shalom to the both of you. Thank you for being here, family. Family, and another thing, let's talk about the flag and the way she switched the flag. To me, and there's a lot of people who like that she did this. To me, I feel like it's a desecration of the flag because this flag here, every element of this flag has meaning. And the red represented the blood that we shed here as Americans. The black represented our skin color. She put pink and white, removed the black altogether. So do the flag even mean the same anymore? One might argue no. Because everything that it represented, everything that had meaning to it, for the most part, with the exception of the reef, but even the color of the reef was changed, and the blunted sword. And this right here, exactly, Val. Look, I was just about to go there. This is exactly what they did with the Black Lives Matter flag, don't you know? Once they found that flag and they certified that flag to be the Black Lives Matter flag, all of a sudden you saw the original Black Lives Matter flag. Then you saw the LGBTQ Black Lives Matter flag. And then you saw the trans Black Lives Matter flag. And then you saw the what? Pedo Black Lives Matter flag. So yeah, I don't like this whatsoever. Because it changes the meaning in which the flag represents. But family, you know what the family had to do? Shout out to our sister, Mrs. L in the building. Shalom to you. Thank you for being here. Much love to you. The fam had to get on. And not so much get on her head because everybody understands, for the most part, you're trying to do business, right? You have some people that loved the interview that just didn't like what she said there. They loved the insight into her life and, you know, the issues, her hardship. I didn't watch the full interview. I didn't care to. Once I saw that part, that clip, I don't need to know your background. I don't need to know any of that. I've told you guys this once before. I can be a staunch supporter of you. The second you do something that's anti-black, you won't see another dollar. You won't get another piece of my attention unless there's something that I need to address in something you did or said. So nobody was going after this woman and just talking stuff about her. But we were making sure everyone understood that what she did was oppish. And why it was oppish. Let's get over here, family. Shout out to our brother Brian Jehovah. Let's get it in.
The Mona Leo Breakfast Club interview was phenomenal, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Phenomenal interview. It's been a long time since I watched the interview that kept me captivated, kept my attention. You know what I mean? So I just want to give a shout out to her before I get started on the reason why I like the interview. She is Pan-African. She is Pan-African to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? She loved them folks. She loved them. But she also represents Black American culture. She loved Black American culture. She's just one of those Pan-Africans that just love everybody, want to see everybody unified. I get it. Totally understand. But I just kind of disagree with it. But anyway, this Mona Leo interview was very needed for a lot of people, especially young people, young women, and some young men also. To see a young woman like herself speak about her childhood trauma. She was trying to unalive herself at 8 or 9 years old, she was saying. Speaking about her relationship with her mother and father, the mistakes they made of not protecting her, or even family not protecting her, even listening to how with her husband, her current husband right now, him just finding out about his father. I think that was great for her to give insight on it, because I never been through nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I had a mother and father. I was protected. You know what I'm saying? I was a protected child. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up in dysfunction. I don't have like trauma as a kid from my parents. Now, when I went out that door, you know, in life, yeah, traumatic shit outside the door. But just how I was raised, I didn't have trauma. Do we all have issues with family? Yes, our family ain't perfect. There's some family members that I do not like at all. But at the same time, I didn't grow up like how some people that had their story do. And I think her story can resonate with a lot of men and women, especially young women. You know what I mean? And I think she articulated herself perfectly in the interview. I think she had, and she reminded me of a couple of people I know that went through childhood trauma. They don't blame their mom and dad sometimes, because sometimes, you know, the mother and father, there's no book to being a parent sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. So I like how she explained it, and I hope I explained that part correctly too. But yeah, I think a lot of young girls and boys should watch this interview. Even older people watch this interview, and I think she's a great example of our young Black women that's coming up right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I think it's refreshing to hear a young woman speak to what she's been through and translate it in a way that young people can understand and grasp. Even older people. I ain't really studying. Well, I'm studying older people, I'm sorry. But I just think young girls can really grasp that, yo. Like, I promise, because like her story reminds me of a couple of my homegirls and my homeboys, what they've been through with their family and friends and not being protected. And even people at stores out here online. So shout out to Mona Leo. You know, I disagree with Pan-African, but her as a whole, she phenomenal. She top 10. She 10 in my book. But anyway, y'all be safe. Hands Ashley. Ashley like Africa.
Now, as you can see, and shout out to our sister Kara Clark in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Now, as you can see, our brother Brian wasn't whatsoever. He wasn't rude. He even said, you know, I can understand you want everybody to love each other. And he said she was 10 out of 10 in his book. Okay, cool. So this is an example. I just wanted to show an example of, for the most part, this was the energy she was getting. Much love to View Star. Thank you for being here, family. This was the energy that she was getting. But like I said, people were making it simple and plain that they won't be supporting.
You know, that Mona Leo or whatever that chick that calls herself a Black American princess is so off code what she said at the Breakfast Club. Don't tag me in any of her stuff. I'm not playing that lady's music or whatever. She does it. She's so off code. Listen to what she said.
Me cloaked in the Black American heritage flag in the video, but then you also see the flags behind me, the ethnic flags behind me stitched together, Nigerian flags, and you know, and I wanted to make sure what was important to me was, like I said, to promote Black unity and Black community, because under the umbrella of white supremacy and racism, we are all Black here in this country. And cops pull us over, then I ask him, "Are you Jamaican?
That's a fact.
Where you from?"
That's a fact.
They're not asking that. You just Black. So I wanted to detail these shared experiences across the diaspora, and I know it has upset a couple.
They didn't kill Martin Luther King. The only thing he kept saying was we should overcome.
So now, even though she's of our lineage and our ethnic group, she don't represent us, y'all. She is Pan-Africanist, and that's Tether Babble. What she's talking about, that's not even her words. That's her manager, her Nigerian manager in her ear telling her what to say, talking about we're all Black. But we all know that she basically is being used by tethers. Like, she is surrounded by tethers, because what they're basically doing is using her as an ethnic Black American woman to make money off of and to get into our community and then to take our money again. These people are such scam artists, and they're always scamming. And they rely on our naivete and our foolishness and our stupidity to continue to let them scam us. And I'm sorry, this girl is ridiculous. I think she has a Nigerian boyfriend who's also her manager. And this is his words talking about, oh, we're all Black. The police don't care. Ma'am, sir, we don't care what the police are thinking. We are not defining ourselves by white supremacy anymore. That is a very tethered babble way of thinking. We're not thinking like that. We are defining ourselves from how we want to define ourselves. And what this lady is doing is promoting ethnic erasure amongst her own ethnic group. She is so off code, y'all. Don't tag me in nothing she does. I don't want to listen to, I don't care if the music is hot. Like, she really upset me. She's basically allied with others. She does not ally with us. She is off code. She's completely off code. Let her, she should have just never came out as Black American. She should have just came out as a normal rap female or woman and just got her, you know, just did her thing like the rest of them do. But don't come off like trying to say that you're ethnic Black American, all this stuff, and then you're really Pan-Africanist. You're just letting these tethers that are tethering to you capitalize off of our movement again. Like, you are basically representing what we're fighting against. Like, you are representing what we're fighting against. We are fighting against tethers using us to make money off of, and tether themselves to us and our plight, and then try to get rich off of us. But ma'am, that's you. You're doing it. You're allowing it. You are you're the symbol of it. Like, you symbolize what we're fighting against. You're so off code. And I mean, I'm sure you're a nice young lady or whatever, but you're off code, and I can't support you, and I hope we don't support you, because we don't need to support anybody who's promoting ethnic erasure. Like, you're basically a raccoon for tethers. You're a raccoon for tethers. You could have easily went on there and just said, I represent ethnic Black American women, or ethnic Black Americans, or foundational Black Americans. And you know, there's other cultures. I'm just proud of mine. There's so many ways you could have spun it, but that's how I know that basically what you said was from, that's what a Nigerian told you to say. That's what a Nigerian told you to say. You are basically being, your mind is controlled by the Nigerians around you and the tethers around you, and they're telling you what to say, because everything you just said is what they say to us in the comments all the time. We're not all Black. We have different ethnic groups, and that's okay. And if you're going to represent all the ethnic groups in the whole world and be a Pan-Africanist, then stop saying that you're a Black American princess and trying to represent us and all this stuff, whatever, because you're not. You're representing them. You're representing Pan-Africanism. You're not representing us. Like, this is so off code.
There you have it. There you have it. Shout out to Drew Laston family. Thank you for your Cash App donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my brother. Also, let me give a shout out to our sister Astarte Jones. Shalom. Thank you for being here, as well as C. Terry in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as Claude Nilly Francis Amos in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Family, let's go here.
Real quick, I just want to talk about the reason Mana Leo is getting some backlash from Black Americans about what she said on The Breakfast Club. If you're going to make such a strong proclamation using the term Solon, right, and call yourself a sexy Solon Black American princess, then what that seems like to listeners is that this song is for Black Americans, but then you go on Breakfast Club and you actually say that it was for Black Americans, but really for Black people in general, and talked about how you had the Black American heritage flag wrapped around you, but you also had other flags from the diaspora in the background because you wanted to create that unity. Well, then that's a direct contradiction to the definition of Solon. Solon is a term used to identify Black Americans who are descendants of enslaved people in the United States, translating to people of soul or soul American. The purpose, the creators of the term aim to establish a specific identity for those whose lineage is rooted in chattel slavery in the U.S. It is not intended for Black immigrants from other countries. So if it wasn't a song just for Black Americans, then the term Solon should probably not have been used. And to her point, though I don't think that she had any ill intent, when she said that when a police officer pulls over someone Black, they're not asking where you're from, that's very true. But the reason that they're not asking where you're from is because, one, they have a general disdain for Blackness. That's just number one. But there is a distinction between being Black in America and being Black American. Anybody from anywhere, from China, Africa, Asia, from across the 7 seas can move to America and be Black in America, but then that doesn't make them Black American. Being Black American means that your heritage and your lineage is in America. It means that your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparents and so on and so forth are from America. The reason that we're seeing a rise and a want and a need for this distinction to be established is because other people in the diaspora, Jamaican, Nigerian, wherever, are trying to co-opt and usurp our culture, as well as claim that we don't have a culture, which there's nothing unifying about that. There's no unity in that, because that's disheartening, considering the fact that Black American culture and our music and our food and our, our soul food and our soul music and our hip hop and our rap and our R&B are like the pulse and the heartbeat of our community. So for other people in the diaspora to then say that they started hip hop and they created hip hop and, there's no distinction and there's nothing that we created that's ours, that's not unity. That's colonizer adjacent. And Black American culture is our currency. And the reason that we aren't able to benefit off of our currency is because so many different people have their hands in the pot. So then we see people from the diaspora come into our culture, Black American culture, and then next thing you know, you get a little success, a little platform, and you're at the White House talking about how Black people don't need reparations, thinking you're speaking on Black Americans' behalf. So no, we have to get some distinction going. But I like the song, but let's just stay on code. Black American culture is its own distinction. Wanting distinction is not being divisive, and distinction is not divisive. It's just a difference, and that's fine. When Ethiopians celebrate their food and Africans celebrate their food and their culture and their dances, they don't include us, and that's fine. Even the Nation of Islam, one of the most pro-Black organizations on the planet, makes a distinction about what we want from this government for Black people in America whose parents were slaves. So as a full-blown Black American, I'm proud of that, and we can be proud of that, and we should be proud of that, and we should have some distinction.
Regarding the conversation that we're all black under the system of white supremacy, the problem with that is there are some black people who don't acknowledge white supremacy, and they come over to the United States specifically to capitalize. They don't come to unify to dismantle white supremacy. They come to benefit from capitalism, which we see capitalism is kind of a detriment to black Americans. So yeah, we can't keep saying we're all black, because in a way we are only black in the presence of white. They're not black in majority black countries because there's no need for those classifications. So when we say we are all black, we are projecting our history on these people, and they don't have the same mindset. They don't see white people as black Americans see. That.
Now let me correct something that young lady just said. She said that the capitalistic system is a detriment to black Americans. Well, I disagree there. The fact that we're locked out of that capitalistic system is the detriment. It ain't the fact that, you know, if we was to have, I don't know, communism or something like that, it would benefit us more. That's untrue at all. The fact that these people come from out of the country to participate in the capitalistic system and then lock us out of that very same system that they came to the country to capitalize off of, the same system that our ancestors built with their blood, sweat, and tears. That's the problem. It isn't the capitalistic system per se. If we were able to participate in that system in the fair manner that we're supposed to be able to participate in that system, then we wouldn't have an issue. But the fact that we're being locked out of the system, that is an issue. And they're using people with faces, the skin folk that ain't kin folk, in order to do it. And in that very form, that's called exploitation. They're exploiting us in order to participate in the capitalistic system that we're locked out of. Well, let's go here, family.
I really want to know why we haven't laid this "we all black, they can't tell the difference because if I get pulled over by the police narrative that shit." Why is this still being circulated into the atmosphere? This "we all black because of a traffic, if I get pulled over by the police or a traffic violation, narrative gotta stop. I'm tired of hearing it. And it's the weakest example that anybody can give when trying to determine blackness. First of all, if you're gonna go ahead and reduce being black to being pulled over by the police, I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. I find it utterly disrespectful to black America that blackness is being reduced to a traffic stop for somebody who's melanated and foreign to prove their blackness. I don't like stuff like that. Then they can't tell us apart. Oh, yes, they can. You think people can't see this? This new stuff. This is this new stuff. All this, they can't tell us apart stuff just started happening right now. Oh, they absolutely can. And it was easy for them to tell us apart because when I say they, I'm speaking about all of these other melanated people that are not from this generation. I'm talking about the generations before. So their folks made it their business to be not even close to associated with anything black. Just the word black would just make their skin crawl. And they went out of their way to show just how different they truly were. It's cool to be black now. I wonder why. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but I know why. But then, absolutely not. You couldn't pay them $1 million to be associated with anything black. And if people weren't coming from their homeland, cosplaying, and blending into our ethnic shadow, then wouldn't they be able to tell them apart then? It's not hard to tell a person apart from someone else unless this person is going out of their ethnic way or their cultural way to put on the identity of somebody else by adopting their dialect, the way they dress, the way they talk, their mannerisms. Their whole makeup is now being emulated by someone else who's not from this soil. So what do you mean a traffic stop is the determining factor in us not being able to be told apart? Then on top of that, let's talk about some of the things that happen during the traffic stop. You have to provide your license, your registration, and your insurance. Some people have 37 letters in their last name. Some people have their foreign flag hanging up in their rearview mirror. And I'm telling you this as somebody who's had the opportunity to go to a lot of different countries and talk to a lot of different people. And I know what it really is. So nobody, that other stuff don't work on me. That we all black because of a traffic stop don't work on me. Reducing my ethnic identity down to the police being, or the police infringing on my rights or pulling me over burns me up. Because black is not a skin color for me, okay? Has absolutely nothing to do with the pigmentation of my skin. Black Americans know this. Everybody else that's melanated, that's from somewhere else, that's what blackness means to them. Skin color. That's not it for us. There was so much that went into our ethnic identity. There were so many lives that were lost, so much pride and so much fight being instilled into our every fabric of being black. And for somebody to reduce our blackness down to quote unquote be on some we all the same or try to prove how black we are to being pulled over by the police is like a slap in the face of all of my great ancestors who sacrificed everything that they had to make blackness what it is today. So that narrative needed to die. And I'm telling you, it wasn't always like that. There's some new stuff, but the narrative definitely needed to die. It got to stop. And we got to stop letting people slide with that. You know what I'm saying? I would never, ever reduce anybody's ethnic identity down to an interaction with police. Like the police don't know the difference between us and them. Trust me, they do. They do. These ice raids are proof of that. So yeah, take and do with that what you want. However, I will not allow my ethnic identity to be disrespected. And I say this as a person who does not believe in race at all. I know that it is a social construct that only exists here in the United States of America. So when I see it, I'm gonna say something about it because I don't like it. And I think our people fought too hard and did too much and gave too much to this land for anybody to try to reduce our blackness down to being pulled over by the police. That narrative is weak. It's tired. It don't work. I done gave several ways on how you can debunk that, how it gets debunked. Them people do not want to, they don't want to go to jail, they won't get in trouble. The real them is definitely going to slip out in the midst of that traffic stop. You can bet your bottom dollar it always does. I can sit here and pull so many examples that are on video and so many examples about folks speaking on it back in the day. Muhammad Ali made a great point about being able to tell the difference between us and them. He made a great point about it. And so many others did as well. But we're not going to let that rock. Anybody reducing blackness down to a traffic stop so that you can fit in and tell me just how black you are, and you don't have that, you don't have the black experience, I don't hear nothing you got to say. And I just might cut you the fuck out.
Shout out to Claude Nilly Francis Amos for your super chat. Family, I appreciate you, and your donation is blessed tenfold, and your contribution is appreciated as always, family. FBA's refusal standard for allies going forward should not be those behaviors / people that we can prove are evil, but those that may appear to be evil. Why? Not to repeat history. Celebrities. Shout out to you for that. Absolutely, family. And that is the main thing about this broadcast here today. Reminding people that just because you may be able to talk to a celebrity doesn't mean that the celebrity in itself is there to actually benefit you. That's just what it is. Also, a B1 salute and a shout out to our sister Bad72 for your Cash App donation, family. Blessings to you. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family, as well as our sister Faith Speaks Life. Much love to you for your Cash App. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always as well. Shout out to V for Vengeance in the building. Much love to you. And also shout out to Ioma. I want to make sure I said that right. If I didn't, hold it to my head, not my heart. All right. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Shalom to you. As well as Andre Townsend. I hope I said that right. But much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Sister Lotus, I moved back to California in 6 months because it was bad. You mean all the tethers or what? Like, you got to give me more detail. You can't just tell me you moved back to California because it was bad and I don't know what was bad. I'm thinking you mean the tethers. Shout out to our brother Crew Reality in the building. Much love to you, Grand Niggas. Let's head here, family, because we know what everything really boils down to. I'm gonna let this sister go off real quick. I missed the previous message. Let me see. I'll go back and look at it. Let's go here.
Well, I see some of y'all on here saying, did Mona Leo in the diaspora war with her song All the Non-Blacks to the Back? Because she didn't just use the African-American flag, the Sulani flag, but she also used the Pan-African flag, and she also put some Caribbean flags in the background. And I also think she also put some continental flags in the background. And I'm here to tell y'all, no, she did not. In fact, what actually is happening is y'all are now ready to participate in African-American culture again because it's trending again, because the African-American Mona Leo had a big, beautiful wedding. You know those weddings that y'all said we don't have? And so now y'all want to feel like we cool again. African Americans don't have culture until y'all feel like playing it again. I personally don't think she should have added any other flags besides the African American flag in that song. I'm not critiquing her. I love the Pan-Africanism, but the disrespect is always loud and the Pan-Africanism is almost never reciprocated. So to answer y'all question, no, Mona Leo did not end the diaspora war. The diaspora is just ready to participate in African American culture again. Good day.
Family, that's just the truth right there. She didn't lie. There was no lie told there. Because that was a whole narrative too. Mona Leo ended the diaspora wars. But the fact of the matter is they're still online disrespecting, denigrating, and talking stuff about us. Shout out to DJ Black 909 in the building. Much love to you, family. Thank you for being here. Also, shout out to the Big Black God. Thank you for your Cash App donation, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always as well, family. Let's get it in here, family. Shout out to our sister Lotus Ty. She said, I moved back to my hometown and there was a ton of Africans. Godly. They were all rude and their kids were terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense then. Then you move back to California in 6 months. Okay. All right. I'm all caught up. Thank you very much for that, my sister. All right. Let's see. Is Damon in the building? I know William's in the building. Let's go ahead and go to one of y'all favorite poofy hair loves here. There you go.
She off cold, pushing Pan-Africanism, no thank you. So basically y'all saying y'all don't fuck with Mona Leo anymore because of that breakfast interview where she basically kind of was being a little Pan-African. But it's a money grab at the end of the day. Y'all said that her manager was Nigerian, like she doesn't want to alienate or isolate any of her potential fan base. And I get it. How I would have handled that situation, I'm not even gonna hold you. I would have been like, everybody else is allowed to have a sense of pride. This is exactly what I said. Everyone else is allowed to have a sense of pride when it comes to their community, their culture, even when they migrate to a new country. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and we have something called the Labor Day Parade. When I go to the Labor Day Parade, I see so many people flying their flags that represents where they come from in their homeland, and they proudly do it in a different country. So why is it so bad, or why is it demonized when us as Black Americans with a long lineage in this country just want to celebrate ourselves and want to recognize our individual contributions? They even do it in the 54 countries on the continent. They're proud Ghanaians, they're proud Nigerians, they're proud Ethiopians, and no one uses that against them. It's perfectly fine to rep your set. But for whatever reason, when it comes to us, it's an issue. We're looked at as xenophobic. We're looked at as if we're trying to other everyone else when they've done that since they reached America. They've always othered themselves. We've always known exactly who they were, where they're from, what their customs were, and how they felt about themselves, which was very, very proud. So what's the issue when we do it? I don't have, any hatred or disdain from anyone else. I have love for everybody, but I'm gonna put on for myself first. And I don't see the issue. And I tried to be very nice by including everyone else's flags. That was me sending an alley-oop and letting people know we could be cool, we could be friends, but you've always recognized and celebrated our differences. I'm just doing the same thing. That's exactly what I said, what I would have said. End scene. Spread letters to Brooklyn. She could have literally said that. I was just being nice. But it hasn't served us to be Pan-Africans. No, they weren't. We were. But what have we gotten out of that? Besides disrespected, demeaned, and undermined, and constantly told we don't have no culture while having our culture stolen from us. All right, spread letters to Brooklyn.
Shout out to that sister right there, because honestly, everything that she said, that was good PR. And it wouldn't have pissed nobody off. You would have been able to still sell to both your Pan-African friends and your foundational Black American Sulan family. And there would have been no issue. But you had to, say it in the way where there was an issue. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But you have to understand that you're going to earn whatever backlash that you get for saying what you say. That's just what it is. Shout out to V for Vengeance. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family, and thank you for your Cash App. Your super chat. Your super chat is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family. It's a gatekeeping, Boycotting, delineating is how we win. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're trying to make sure they find a way into the gatekeeping, delineating, and the boycotting. Shout out to Sax Perry in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here as well. Family, it's not just about the fact that these folks are trying to get into our house, right? They're trying to slither their way into the back door. They're trying to find an open window. They're using Trojan horses. These were the same people that was just going around saying that we have no culture, that we're just black. And that whole just black narrative has come up again. And we got to address that too. So I'm going to let this sister address the just black situation. Shout out to Lachey Davis in the building. Much love to you, my sister. Let's go here.
While we on this whole sexy so long topic, I want us to remove the "you're just black" phrase out of everybody's vocabulary. Like growing up around the diaspora, I'm talking about, I grew up around a bunch of different Africans, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, all the things. And when I would tell people that I'm Black American, I would consistently hear, "So you're just black?" And it never sat right with me, but it wasn't until I got older that I realized the reason for that is because it kind of insinuated that Black Americans didn't have culture. There was no significance, because nobody would ever say like, "Oh, so you're just Trinidadian, so you're just Ghanaian, so you're just Nigerian." Like it would only be Black Americans that they would say this just thing to, like it was not special. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that so much of American culture is Black American culture. It comes from us. Like music, jazz, R&B, hip hop, country, rock and roll, that comes from us. Our slang, right? Like ABE, all that, period, sis, and all that, that comes from us, right? Our fashion, streetwear, sneaker culture, that comes from us. And I feel like white America has done such a good job at convincing non-Americans that Black people in America don't have culture, when the reality is we are the culture. We don't assimilate to America. America has assimilated to us, literally.
And shout out to that sister, because she absolutely correct. You know, there's so much that we create that everybody, they have to tag along and use everything that we create. Every damn thing we create. And I mean culturally, not just invention wise, right? I mean like culturally, right? So, you know, even to the point where everybody's running around saying period. That wasn't a situation that everybody was doing. Where everybody, now I'm a period pointing black person, but you know, you hear all these tether women running around here talking about period, clock it, all the stuff that you find foundational Black American women saying. You see all these tethers running around here taking it and running with it, but then we'll turn around and say you're just black, or you have no culture, or whatever else nonsensical bull stuff that these people be saying. Yeah, if you know, you know. These folks don't know nothing about that. That's something that runs deep in foundational Black American culture, and if you know, you know. Family, of course, you had the tethers coming out to defend whatever situation, right? They had to defend Mona Leo on this. And we wasn't really going hard at her. We was just saying what it is. Exactly. America has a debt to pay. Exactly. And we're just calling out the nonsensical chicanery that she's allowing herself to be used for. But let's go here. Like I said, they have to say something.
Not gonna lie, it's very disgusting how y'all behaving after Mona Leo said. It's very disgusting. Because for y'all to sit here and now say, "Oh, well, we don't want her on our side anyways." All because she was promoting Black unity? That's weird. That's weird. For y'all to sit there and even do shit like that is very weird. And and then
no, what's weird is that all of you different people from different cultures think you can come to America and leech, blood suck, and do everything to attach yourself to another group's culture and think that that's okay, just so that you can benefit yourself in your pockets and your homelands. That's weird. The very fact that you think is weird that we will want or allow people to leech off of us, to be the ticks that they see on TV back in the day in a cartoon way. Y'all was sitting here trying to be ticks. And we like, no. Y'all go over there. Y'all hold your own. We'll hold our own. And if you really want to do some, linking up, we can meet in the middle where there's something that we can also benefit from, when there's some sort of reciprocity to being Pan-African. But until then, we're concentrating on ourselves, and you need to do the same. It's weird that you think that it shouldn't be that way. It's weird that you think that we're your freaking whipping mules. That you can sit in a cart and let us do all the walking and hauling. No. That's weird. In a country that is not yours. This woman is from Panama. It's weird you're not in Panama doing the walking and hauling for yourself. And these are the people that Mona Leo is pushing the unification of.
And y'all sit here, y'all trying to make excuses. Stop. Like, y'all trying to separate yourselves, bro. Like, at this point, if this is not proof that y'all trying to separate yourselves, bro, I don't know what to tell y'all, because y'all really going to disown her because she was literally trying to bring all the black people together. Weird.
First and foremost, who said anything about disown? We said not support. That's a big difference. I can't take away anybody's lineage from them. But you know what I can take away from them? My dollars. My dollars can be taken away from them. So not supporting them isn't the same as disowning them. And if she wanted our support, she wouldn't have been, well, hold on. We ain't got there yet, but we're going to get there. Shout out to Claude Neely Fuller, Amos, for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family. FBAs, let's keep exploding, self-serving FBA. FBA disrespecting white WS fearing vampires outside the juke joint. Sinners. Shout out to you, family. I read a little bit ahead of that. That's why I started laughing so damn hard. Yeah, they're definitely the vampires outside of the juke joint. They're definitely trying every which way to get in. They're biting people like Mona Leo. And she's like, okay, just step aside and let me in now. Why we got to step aside and do that? Family, none of these people should be able to convince you what we're doing by gatekeeping is wrong. I want to go here to this sister here because this segment, I forgot to tell y'all, this is called Three Zesties and a Tether. So we already seen the tether. So family, prepare yourself because there's about to be a whole lot of zest for the next 3 videos. Let's go here.
You're off code and I can't support you, and I hope we don't support you.
Hold on, family. 1 second. All right, my screen was jumping for a second. All right, let's go.
You're off code and I can't support you, and I hope we don't support you because we don't.
No shade, but what the fuck are you talking about? Mona Leo, a Black American woman from Houston, Texas, like, what? Her boyfriend is from North Carolina. Like, you just got on here mad and misinformed as hell. And if you feel so passionately, instead of throwing Mona Leo away, why don't you try to educate? Because there's nothing educational about your video. It's just mad, pressed, and bothered. And I can feel a lot of what you're saying, but I just think to be so quick to throw away an actual Black American is crazy to me while preaching that you love Black Americans. Like, please make it make sense. I feel you that we as Black Americans have to carve out space for our culture, our lineage, and our practices that we brought to the world. But this video just feels hateful. I'm sorry. I can't fuck with it. She can be proud to be a Black American while supporting other Black cultures.
So I don't know why the girls are so mad at 60 so long. Like, y'all gotta let it go after a point. Like, y'all do gotta let it go after a point. Y'all gotta stop being mad at the song. And I know I was scounging the internet for people actually being upset because I was seeing a bunch of videos where people were talking about people being upset, but I wasn't actually seeing the videos of folks being upset. And then I found the videos of folks being upset. And of course, they weren't actually saying that they were upset. It was people just trying to like throw shade and shots and act like that they weren't really upset about it while trying to act like they're happy for the song or whatnot. I was like, girl, we know that, girl, I know what you are, girl. But I gotta be fair because I cannot be anything but honest. Y'all cannot get on here being xenophobic as hell to non-Black American Black people and then gag when folks come at you crazy. Because the shit that I done seen in the past few days since that song came out and the shit that I've been hearing, like when I say it's been bad, like the slurs, I've heard slurs I ain't never heard before. Okay, I ain't never heard what a fucking bush eater was, bush food eater, whatever the fuck that was. I ain't never heard that shit. Like, I just feel like y'all have got to really slow down on the slurs, baby, because y'all was getting too creative, and that is not okay. And Mona, we all know. I feel like of course, like Mona Leo knew that, like that people would in fact engage in diaspora wars, but that's not her job to placate to y'all inability to remain cordial. Like that's not her job to not release a song showing Black American pride because the song would inevitably cause diaspora war discourse. Like nobody is finna just not show pride in their ethnic group because of the outrage that it causes. Maybe y'all should become less outraged. Maybe y'all should become less outraged, and then maybe you wouldn't have these concerns when Black Americans start music. I don't know. But yeah, overall, 10 out of 10. Sexy Salon is great. Mona Leo always eats. You know, my Houston girl. So yeah, Houston girl. Houston, we just gonna always eat. We're gonna always eat.
Shout out to King Prince in the building. Shalom to you, my sister. She said, Joanna, man, please. That right there just had me in tears because when you look in his face, he does look like Miguel Nunez.
Great. Mona Leo always eat.
And Joanna, man. Shout out to King Prince for that. Also, B1 salute to our brother Still Kevin Trees in the building. Much love to you, family, as well as Israelite 1865. Much love to you, family. Y'all is chewing this man up in the comments. Shalom and salute to John's son in the building. Much love to you, family. Hold up. Hold on. Give me a second, family. Yeah, y'all in here tearing this dude a new never mind. A new never mind. Yeah, that Joanna, man, that right there. Oh man, but that's not it. But wait, there's more. Let's go here, family. Let's go here. What are we calling this one?
Today on the People's X, a young lady with her wig positioned like this by choice in this little piece of dress like this said, my God, y'all treating this wedding like it's a civil rights event. And then it's the emoji where the tears are coming down her face. Her screen name is Missy is Nice, aka Lorena Bobbitt. I went through this. I went through the feed, and I saw people's responses and things. And there's some hating ass niggas in this world, but there's even more hating ass bitches. Stace Diva said it was phenomenal, but they are getting a little nutty about it now. Laugh my ass off with like 8 O's. By that 6th O, if we would have been in person, I would have had to touch you, niece. And so I want to say this. It is historic because if you're like, y'all act like black people don't get married, this, that, and the third. First of all, I live a nice life. I'm a classy lady. Huh? I know people.
He's a classy lady, family. He's a classy lady. He knows people. He knows people. Okay, I'm gonna try my hardest. Hold on, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit in the interest of time.
In the last 5 years, I have been I get wonderful gifts. In the last 5 years, I would say I've been invited to 1 wedding per year, maybe 3, maybe 1 a year. And it was heavy because 3 of them were my friends and everybody staggered their weddings. And with love, I love everybody. The only one who gave us a bash was Hope and them. And what I mean by that is we do see black folks get married. Most black folks are not in the financial position to have the sort of wedding that Stunna and Leo had, right? That's 1. 2, they are young people. They are young people who also literally today are dropping music. There are city girls and there are hood niggas who are playing their music that dropped today as they prepare to go out tonight. And what I think is dope is they get to exist in being young people and listen to whatever, all they rah-rah music. Because Leo, you really carried on that Santana track. You chewed that. They get to do that and they get to talk about these 2 people that are married. And again, I need you niggas to understand something. These are 2 young black folks whose pictures was in People magazine. Not a Shade Room. Not Neighborhood Talk. I've been in People magazine. It was historic. And people are like, oh, what do they mean? It made you have faith in black love. Most people every day are watching what Young Thug is doing to Mariah, are watching that other young light-skinned man making $200 million a year and going half with his girlfriend on the apartment he wanted her to have to stay in town. And now that they ain't talking no more, he might pay the monthly amount or might not, but he done had this girl sign a lease. Huh? They watching brothers run up on boyfriends and shoot them up, and we don't know what's happened. Like, these are the stories we engage in media. We know what we see out here. We don't see this, and we don't see this from folks in their age range, in the industry that they're in. And we don't see it in a way that no one's been able to pick it apart. Y'all spent a week trying to find something to put salt on these young people's happiness to the point where all y'all can do is y'all niggas been excited for too long. Talking about we free. Yeah, we free. And your daddy didn't marry your mom, and ain't no nigga proposing to you. Free will abound, and ain't nobody chose over there. And ain't nobody chose in a lot of directions. And in this space, they chose each other. And it wasn't a here nigga damn. It wasn't a Facebook post where a nigga done described how he done took you through hell and high water for 10 years and he finally giving you one of them motherfucking crushed up ass stone rings from Walgreens. I'm talking about this was pageantry. Multiple dresses. Huh? All them fine ass niggas in that groom's party. My God, today. Stunna's braids. Jesus sent a diamond crusted comb to cut those parts. Grandmothers were flower girls. My God, the flowers alone, you bitches will never see that type of money in your lifetime.
Family, I can't do it no more. I can't do it. I tried to let it finish, but I can't do it. It's just, oh yeah, it's dripping of estrogen. I just can't do it. Just can't do it. So we're going to move forward, family. But you get to see firsthand the people who's standing up, her fan base. This is her fan base at the moment in time, because it ain't the people who she claimed to be representing. It definitely isn't us. It definitely isn't us. And like I said, three zesties in the tether. They just made it very clear to you how they feel about Mona Leo. Now let me tell you and show you how Mona Leo feels about you. You saw when, and shout out to Taz Cole, CEO in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, my sister. Much love to you. As well as, hold on, because y'all was getting it in so damn much. I miss everybody that came in. Mr. Bad Guy, much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. And FBA Friedman, much love to you and thank you for being here, family. I'm telling you, y'all was going off in these goddamn chats. But family, you notice how she was speaking on the Breakfast Club when the question about the Pan-African situation came up. She was real sweet. She was real timid. She was real, you know, she very articulate. You know, and I believe she's a very smart woman. I don't know the woman, like I said. But what I do know is the way she spoke when the tethers were out there questioning her. She went to the Breakfast Club and she spoke real soft, real sweet. But after she found out that she had some kickback there, some backlash, oh, that tone changed real quick when it came to addressing us. Let me go ahead and shout out to our sister Donna C. I need to throw a warning up. Next time I'm gonna throw a warning. Next time I'm gonna put the zest warning up. I'm gonna have to create a zest warning and toss it up. Trust me, I got you. Now, family, I want you to see how she responded to us. I want you to see how she responded to us, family. It's not the way she responded to the Breakfast Schlubs or the little tethers who kept asking, well, what are these Pan-Africans doing for us? Let's go here. And anybody who know that I don't rock with this dude here after he done sat there and allow a bunch of people to disrespect black men. He's one of those type of guys. Let's just be very clear. But he's about to allow her to once again disrespect foundational black Americans. And he's going to be all over it. Let's get it in.
Man says he's going crazy.
Going crazy.
Are you going
shitting
really?
on me? And I don't appreciate that because I feel like I get split in a moment like that. There's a part of me that's so protective over my younger self. And it's like, who the fuck y'all niggas? Who y'all feeling like to shit on somebody like me? I'm trying to do the work. I'm doing more than what a lot of people are willing to say.
I don't fuck about no nigga.
I don't give a fuck about a bitch for real.
Talking shit.
I'm really the shit for real.
Hey.
I'm really that bitch for real.
Hey.
I'm popping this shit in real life. They popping that shit for real.
Hey.
They not having shit going on. That's why they can't get a deal.
Talk your shit.
Come on now. I'm gonna get into it.
Now, locked in.
Ow. Ow.
This is how these people talk about you. This is how these people address criticism, address being told that they're not representing us in the proper way, that they're acting as a Trojan horse, that they're actually doing a disservice to our community. This is how they address you. Notice all that sweet talk went out the window, right? Let's let her continue.
Wait, let me round this off by saying this.
Round it off.
Before we move on. Because we moving on. At all times, we got to move on. I'm not gonna sit in this space where you niggas want me to sit in. Y'all want me to die. Y'all want me to kill myself. Y'all want me to jump off a bridge for how I feel. And I don't respect that. Because everybody feel how they feel.
Ain't nobody told you to go and jump. You see how she just went from 0 to 100? Y'all want me to die? Y'all want me to jump off a bridge for how I feel? Didn't nobody say that at all. We explained to you the issue, the problem at hand. We made sure that you understood the significance of why we're delineating and why what you did is looked at as activity. Now, instead of addressing that, you want to come over and act as if we're just one, either jealous or two, we're just being hateful and spiteful because you want to bring people together without addressing the fact that the people you're trying to bring us to be together with has been deceitful, spiteful, disrespectful to us. Like I said, that right there just showed me the immaturity in this young lady. Because you went and made it about, and this may just be me, but our brother Brian was talking about how she was talking about almost committing suicide at 8 years old in the Breakfast Club interview. What you did here was try to tie in what people were saying into a situation where, well, they want you to go and unalive yourself because people know about that situation when you were 8. That's how I took it. Because ain't not one person ran around and said, hey, Mona Leo needs to go and unalive herself. I wish she would just die. I haven't heard not one person say that. But you did hear people say, I won't be supporting her. You did hear people sit here and say, yeah, this is why you shouldn't have done that. This is why we have a problem with your video. Notice people didn't say with you. People was talking about your video more specifically. And then when they spoke on you, at the very worst, people were saying that you were being used. But this interview make it seem like, oh, you're 10 toes down with making sure you're being overly protective of Pan-Africanism. You're 10 toes down with being the Trojan horse. You're 10 toes down with being the sock puppet. Let's get back to it.
Times we got to move on. I'm not gonna sit in this space where you niggas want me to sit in. Y'all want me to die. Y'all want me to kill myself. Y'all want me to jump off a bridge for how I feel. And I don't respect that because everybody feel how they feel. And I feel like people have been trying to make me an easy target. Like,
we don't feel how we feel. That right there diminishes everything we didn't see in these past 5 years. Especially when it comes from the tethers. See, this isn't about emotion like how you're trying to make it seem. This is about logic. And you can't logically tell me that you haven't seen the disrespect, the denigration, the open spit in the face of foundational Black Americans from these people. This isn't feeling. We're talking about logically. And who in the hell would allow somebody such as yourself to manipulate them into thinking about using their feelings over what their brain is clearly telling them is something wrong? So now you're going to have them fighting against the heart when the mind is sitting there telling you clear as day, hey, this is a problem. It's the same thing that the Democrats do. Keep you thinking emotionally so that you can't see the problem for what it is. You're too emotional to call the spade the spade. Shout out to Intuitively Wise. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. Let me see here. I think the Nigerian put her up on the chopping block. If she's an FBA to destroy her, she's a naive. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's what I'm saying. A lot of what she's saying sounds like just a bunch of immaturity because she don't understand, nor does she see it in the way that we see it. Because if she is married to her manager, I don't know, because somebody said that he's from North Carolina. I don't know. But if he's Nigerian who lived in North Carolina, that could be a situation. But if she's married to the manager, he is a Nigerian. I know that 10 toes. I saw that with my own eyes. Now, whether or not she married to the dude, I don't know. But it would make sense if she was married to him because that's how she's acting, as if she's emotionally trying to protect this dude. This isn't really about anything other than, oh, you just disrespected my mans, and yeah, I'm not. Let me tell you, honey, and we're gonna leave it at that. All of a sudden, that sweet girl that we saw in the Breakfast Club went away. Shout out to Donna C. Yes, she's also ignorant, but she's gonna find out. And you know, when she get that wake up, you know, it's going to be sad to see, but I'll be here to make sure people understand this is why we don't do that. This is why you don't act as a Trojan horse. This is why you don't throw yourself in front of the bullet. Shout out to Man. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. Shalom. He says, Tariq said it best. FBA is not going to be everybody's trash bin. It's over. Exactly. That's exactly how they see us. They see us as a lick. They see us as the trash can of the world, of the whole black diaspora. They see us as the mule. They see us as something to be used in order to get ahead, a tool. And we're saying, hell no. That's done for. Shout out to our brother V from Vengeance. He says, Big Brother Church, this is why we must watch FBAs who sleep with others outside of the FBA family. They tend to be off code. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Shout out to our brother Christopher Ellis in the building. Much love to you, as well as our sister Crystal Watson in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as Troy in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Let's let her finish. Like I said,
gonna make me an easy target. Like, you not finna go toe to toe with a politician. Niggas not finna go toe to toe with people who are in a space, but they feel like a young black girl in this female rap hip hop space.
family.
Nigga, please.
What the hell you mean we're not gonna go toe to toe with a politician? That's all we do. That's what foundational black Americans, and in a sense, the Solani, for the people who claims the Solani, that's what we've been doing thus far. That's why we made, god dang, the Democratic Party crash the hell out by picking the couch. What do you mean we're not going after these politicians? Look at how we get at Jasmine Crockett for her buffoonery and coonery. Look at how we get out of Barack Obama. Kamala Harris. Sheila Jackson Flee. God dang it. Westmore. Name them. Name them. We're the only ones that's really giving them that work. Somebody.
Get your man.
All right.
I don't know what the hell this woman is talking about, but she damn sure don't know nothing about the black grassroots, and that's for damn certain. That's for damn certain. And it's showing she don't know a damn thing about the black grassroots. By even fixing her mouth to say, y'all not getting at these politicians. And that's all you've been seeing for the past freaking, from 2016 on out, ever since Obama left freaking office. You've been seeing FBA and Sulani get on code. That is a cold deflection. I don't even understand why I don't even understand why she would want to say something like that. Let's see. Let's let her continue.
Myself, y'all want me to jump off a bridge for how I feel, and I don't respect that because everybody feel how they feel, and I feel like people have been trying to make me an easy target. Like, you not finna go toe to toe with a politician. Niggas not finna go toe to toe with people who are in a space, but they feel like a young black girl in this female rap hip hop space, we finna come down on her. I've been seeing you little pussy ass tweets.
Oh. Oh. Pop your shit.
You see how this Negro sitting here all giddy and he's promoting this. He loves this. Now her, you could say maybe she's a little bit naive. He definitely is not. And this is what I'm saying. This is the real point of this whole broadcast, is to make sure that the next generation understands when you are being disrespected in your face. We're talking about gatekeeping what belongs to us, and she's saying, I seen your pussy ass comments. And you wonder why these tethers think that they have open goddamn field to just disrespect foundational black Americans in every shape, form, and fashion because of people such as this. Exactly, Angeli. And when you're wise, not just older, but when you're wise, when you have intelligence and you have wisdom, you can hear the immaturity in her voice. You can hear her sound like a little ass girl, a high school girl, maybe a middle school girl. She speaks as a person with no discernment. She speaks as a person with absolutely no discernment. Family, let's let her go.
But they feel like a young black girl in this female rap hip hop space, we finna come down on her. I've been seeing you little pussy ass tweets.
Oh. Oh. Pop your shit.
I've been seeing the pussy shit, and I just want to let y'all know I really don't give a fuck. I'm not reneging. I'm not going back on what I said. What I said was what the fuck I meant. And what I showed y'all and what I depicted in my imagery was what I felt. And if you feel some type of way, bitch, fuck you. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it was. I'm promoting black unity, black community, and black love. And if that step on your toes, you a weirdo. And I don't know what to tell you. And I just want to end it all by saying that.
Now you heard what she said, family. We're weirdos, F us, because we're out here holding it down in the way that we're supposed to, and she wants to carry on the traditional, in her mind, the traditional scam Africanism. She wants to be the Trojan horse. She wants to carry on her wayward son. There'll be peace when she's done. And we're like, no. And we said it in a very nice way. And she came back and said, F you. And that's exactly what it is. So let me be very clear. Our brother DMX said it best. Here we go again. The same old shit, dog, just a different day. Here we go again. That's how a nigga do when you play how you play. Here we go again. I forgot that part. But the last part is, here we go again. So if it's fuck me, nigga, then you know it's fuck you. If you think that you're going to be getting our dollars after coming at us like that, oh, you're absolutely incorrect, young lady. You're about to find out the same thing that Tyler found out. You're about to find out the same thing Tyler found out. That these tethers don't support. That money comes from us. Your success only comes from us. So, since you want to find out the hard way, I have no problem allowing you to do so. And after people hear that interview, because this interview is fairly new that I just played for you guys, once that interview gets out, oh boy, before I went live here, I saw that it was making its rounds. Excuse me, it was making its rounds on X. It's barely getting on TikTok. So right now it's making its rounds. Let's see if all the people that gave you grace will still have grace for you after they hear how you addressed us. Totally different from how you addressed the tethers when they asked, what are you scam Africans actually doing for continental Africans? Totally different. To the young brothers and sisters who will see this, it's very important to understand that just because you're younger, that things change. Shout out to Nilly Fuller Jr. I call him Dr. Nilly Fuller Jr. because, like I said, the man spoke as if he had a doctrine, because everything that he said, for the most part, yeah, that was solidified. But as Nilly Fuller Jr. said, if you don't understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it operates, everything that you think you will know will only confuse you. Times do not change. And neither do the playbook. Neither does the playbook. And y'all might have thought that, oh, you just some old brothers and sisters. Y'all don't understand the difference between being young nowadays. What she really meant was this, and no, because she just told you exactly what she meant at the Breakfast Club, and then she doubled down. And made sure to double down and disrespect us while doing so. Shalom and salute to our brother Warrior Cherub in the building, as well as our sister Tampa Bay. Much love to the both of you. Thank you for being here. As well as Lady B Corner. Much love to you. Thank you for being here as well. So, family, I want to go here next, because this young sister here, oh, she broke this down to the very last compound. She broke this down like a fraction. And I had to make sure that I brought this to you, family. Let's go here.
Kyle. Pop your shit. I've been seeing the pussy shit. I just want to let y'all know I really don't give a fuck. I'm not reneging. I'm not going back on what I said. What I said was what the fuck I meant. And what I showed y'all and what I depicted in my imagery was what I felt. And if you feel some type of way, bitch, fuck yeah. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it was. I'm promoting black unity, black community, and black love. And if that step on your toes, You a weirdo. And I don't know what to tell you. And I just want to end it off by saying that.
All right, I'm gonna explain this to y'all one last time. Because last time my page got compromised to take down because y'all wasn't trying to listen about what Solon is. It's on the website. Pan-Africanism is vampirism. White Solon sovereignty cannot be collapsed into black unity. But that's what this girl talking about. I told y'all.
Now, family, that's the article from their page. Maroc, this is from their website. Maroc is one of the co-founders. Okay.
Solon is not about Pan-Africanism. It's absolutely against it. And let's talk about it. This is what it says. Our Solon ancestors are clear on this. Pan-Africanism weakens our sovereignty, and sovereignty is power. U.S. soil has been asked, guilted, or pressured to surrender our distinct lineage and struggle into the vague cloud of Pan-African unity. It is time we call this what it truly is. Vampirism, one-sided extraction, masked mimicry. Pan-Africanism was not born from Solon needs. Pan-Africanism was not created by Solon people. It is an imported ideology originating largely from African and Caribbean intellectuals seeking global unity among Black people. I have read this to y'all like 5 times, but I'm gonna do it again. From inception, Pan-Africanism has centered African nationhood, diaspora pride, and transnational Black identity, not the grounded land-based reparative sovereign needs of Solon descendants of U.S. chattel slavery. The one-sided extraction of Solon energy, this is how Pan-Africanism functions as a one-way tether, draining Solon lineage without reciprocity. They use our civil rights history to gain immigration rights. Pan-Africanism routinely invoked the legacy of Solon civil rights leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and John Lewis to justify modern Black immigration and diversity policy gains. These leaders fought for Solon justice on U.S. soil, not for the creation of a global Black category that undermines lineage-based reparations. They use our cultural production for global visibility. Solon music, fashion, language, and art, from hip hop to jazz to soul food to streetwear, drives Black cultural visibility worldwide. Pan-Africanists mimic this production, adopting Solon-coded aesthetics and narratives to elevate their own global platforms while erasing the specific lineage and origin of that culture. That's what we'll be talking about. They use our economic base for foreign-born Black benefit. Solon built institutions such as HBCUs, Black churches, civil rights organizations, and political actions committees are increasingly occupied by non-lineage Black participants under the Pan-African banner. The results is the siphoning of scholarships, leadership seats, and economic opportunities away from Solon lineage holders, those for whom these institutions were originally built. It was for us. Look, we're going to keep saying it. There's nothing wrong with being Pan-African, but Solon, the group Solon and FBAs and Indigenous American people, they are not Pan-African based groups. You can go and be a part of a Pan-African group if you want. Fucking Pan-African unity. Oh my God, we keep saying that. There's nothing wrong with y'all wanting to unite with African people and stuff, but go do it over there. Do not use our cultural groups, our groups, for Black American lineage, for Black Americans only, not connected to anybody else. For your own beneficial, for your own self-gratification. Don't do that. It's very disrespectful, and you're confusing my community. You're confusing my people. Because now they don't know what to do. They want to move away from it because they thought they found something that could be just for us. And now it's being infiltrated as usual. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. What they do not do. The reciprocity test. Do Pan-Africanists fight for Solon land repatriation? Do they center Solon reparations? Do they protect Solon ethnonym and lineage clarity? No, no, and no. Instead, they collapse us into the vague and weaponized term Black, and a category that legally and culturally erases our distinct autochthonous status. Let's keep going. How they drain flame energy. Pan-Africanists costume themselves in Solon civil rights imagery to gain credibility with NGOs and international platforms. They insert mimic-coded leadership into Black spaces created by Solon. Doesn't that sound familiar? Anyways, they deflect attention away from Solon-specific reparations, land rights, and cultural sovereignty. And what old boy Kyle is doing, sitting with her and allowing her to disrespect us like that, I am now unfollowing you. And I know you don't give a fuck, and neither do I now. I don't know, he's gonna say, we don't give a fuck, who are you? Who are you? You know, type shit, I'm Black, nigga. That's what I am. I'm an Indigenous Black American, and you letting this woman sit here and disrespect me and my people. So who are you? Now I wonder who you is, nigga. Anyways, let's keep it going. I don't want.
Hold up. I have to stop right there and give her a round of an applause for that there. Give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead. There we go. Because I know for certain that's exactly what the hell they had to say about it. Who are you? I'm Black. And now I'm asking, who the hell are you? But see, I already wrote Kyle off when I saw him sitting in front of 2 women, just letting them disrespect the Black man. And he didn't bring up not 1 point in order to combat the little talking points that they were bringing forward. And it was just making us look so freaking awful. Kyle, that was written off. What is the name of the podcast? Grits and Eggs or something like that. That I made sure to block him and the damn podcast. But shout out to her for saying that. Who are you, nigga? Shout out to our sister Aquarius Minded. She says, I agree that Pan-Africans are vampires and the worst kind because, god dang it, they got our skin trying to get on in.
I don't want to, man, look, hey. Anyways, they deflect attention away from Ceylon's specific reparation, land rights, and cultural sovereignty, diluting it into narratives of global blackness and serve foreign-born agendas. Why our ancestors opposed Pan-Africanism? Ceylon sovereignty is rooted in land lineage and sacred continuity. Pan-Africanism serves that root. It disconnects us from our grid-based claim to this land. It reframes us as mere members of an African diaspora. It invites mimicry and parasitic extraction of our struggle, achievements, and flame energy. Got one more, and then we're gonna be done. The bottom line, Pan-Africanism is not an alliance. It is an extraction. It is not kinship. It is a tether. It is not harmonic. It is vampirism. Ceylon sovereignty is not compatible with Pan-African erasure. Ceylon is an ethnic designation, not a nationality. Crucially, Ceylon is defined as an ethnic designation rather than a nationality. It is not meant to be a blanket term for all Black people, nor does it apply to Black immigrants to the United States. In contrast to terms like African American, which implicitly ties Black Americans solely to Africa, Ceylon asserts a more inclusive and nuanced understanding of identity. It is a recognition that Black Americans are the product of centuries of history, survival, resistance, and cultural blending on North American soil. As a result, the term highlights the cultural and historical specificity of Black Americans who are descendants from those enslaved within the United States, distinguishing them from Black individuals in other parts of the diaspora who may have different histories of migration and settlement. Conclusion: Ceylon is for Black Americans only. Period. Last thing they said, sovereignty is power, and our power lies in standing distinct, aligned, and rooted, not blended into mimic-coded illusions. We will not collapse into global Blackness. We will not bleed flame to sustain others' movements. We are Ceylon, autochthonous, sovereign, rooted, rising. And ashe, 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 peace and love. And I don't know if you for all day, every day, my Black, Indigenous, American people. Don't let people play in your face. I love you. Peace.
Shalom, shalom to that sister. Like I said, she broke it down to the very last compound, and she had to make sure that people knew that just even saying I'm Solani and I'm Pan-African is a contradiction of itself. It's adamantly against Pan-Africanism, against scam Africanism and the scam Africans. So her being so hurt or in her feelings about us keeping truth to light, standing on business for our lineage and heritage and culture, that means nothing to me. It just shows me exactly what you've thought about us all the damn long. Y'all thought y'all was just going to put on or use our culture in order to push and utilize, to push and propel your career forward, and in turn push and propel the career of your Nigerian manager forward. So at the end of the day, all you're doing is once again using a puppet in order to make money off of us. Sounds like Essen Fest all over again. That's all this is. And you're mad because we're calling it out? We've tried the Pan-African thing. You know what we got? We got things like this.
Also, comments that was made, I went for just comment that was made. If I can't tell my story to your, if you can't tell your story, if you can't tell stories to your children, you can ask people to task force. I'm not the person that we're talking about, and I heard stories that were made, and that was a group comment. Not only that, there was another group comment that said someone needs to be dedicated to the work. Everyone on this board is beyond qualified. You are not dedicated to your research, because if you did your research on everybody, you wouldn't have said that comment. Not only that, there's a lot of respect and collaboration in this work. We've been here for a number of years, and it's disgusting to see these people who are dedicated, who are talking about the future of Atlantic with South Coast and can't even cooperate and keep respect.
For those who are wondering, what is this? What do we switch off to? This right here was the reparations hearing in Atlanta, where the little girl came up just speaking out of turn. She has nothing to do with this. She doesn't qualify, nor does her mother. But, you know, she went up speaking about some stuff, and then somebody told her, you don't know what you're talking about, little girl, or something like that. And then the goddamn tether mother lost her dang mind up there, crashed the hell out. Let's let it continue.
The obsession with immigration, without mentioning other factors like mixed people, is rude and silly. Conceptualizing is the first thing that happens in a nuanced situation. Shaming people is disrespectful. And I hope the next time, the next few people or the next people behind me after that last person will realize that this is ridiculous. How everybody knows the dress. How everybody said the same thing after this book said 5 times. I understand it's legitimacy. I understand this topic is very sensitive. But we have to address it full-handed and not just shoot at one person or shoot at one topic. Immigration. This is ridiculous and that is rude.
When my daughter said whatever she said, she had all right to say it. I think it is very...
Actually, she doesn't. She didn't have all right to say it, because even though she's a citizen, she's not a taxpaying citizen. So why is she speaking about tax-paying citizens? Especially those who do not connect to her. You do not even have the goddamn qualifications to speak on foundational Black Americans reparations. Just like your mother don't have the qualifications to sit on a task force to speak about foundational Black Americans reparations. So no, she did not have the right to say it. But the fact that you used that to crash out the whole goddamn meeting, that's very telling. In the very same way, Mona Leo crashed out a few seconds ago when addressing us for standing on our square about what belongs to us. Very telling.
What percent that doesn't make sense to my daughter or about my daughter? That you have the audacity to do that for a 15-year-old, you want to think you're talking about reparations? Go and figure your shit out. That's a 15-year-old. That's a 15-year-old.
So why do you got your 15-year-old in grown folks' business? Why? When I was coming up, God dang it, we was told to go play somewhere and get out of grown folks' business. Why the hell do you have a 15-year-old in grown folks' business but don't like when the grown folks actually correct the 15-year-old for the nonsensical rhetoric that she's spewing? Because it was all a plan and plot to begin with. This was something that you wanted to happen so that you could crash out. Exactly, Lotus. Get this girl a Barbie doll in a dream house and tell her to shut the F up. Hand her a lollipop, a goddamn, a freaking Tootsie Roll pop, and tell her, hey, let me know how many licks it takes to get to the center. Let us handle this business, and when I come back, I want you to tell me how many licks did it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll pop. But while we're doing this business, while we're handling this grown folks business, you stay out of it. But, you know, common sense ain't all too common now. That's why they're moving off of emotion, because they know the logic whoop they ass every single time. Shout out to B&E TV. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you.
That's a 15-year-old. That's a 15-year-old. She got on the mic. Here. Somebody said something about my daughter. Nobody said that.
Look at this child. Look at the child. Do she look like she knows anything? Do she look like she knows anything? The answer to that is hell no. Shout out to Joanne D. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. As well as our brother Leonardo Yuta in the building. Much love to you as well, family. Shalom to the both of you. Why would you even let this little girl speak? And we're talking about complex issues that affect foundational Black Americans. These are grown-up conversations that we're having, and you're trying to insert a child. The only reason why somebody would want to do that is if they were going to crash out like she did on purpose. Exactly. Her tether mammy made an ass out of herself. Shout out to Aletha. She says, thank you for being here, family. That strong face batch about to find out. Exactly. I feel you on that. Because that ABK is swinging back her way. Trust me when I say. Bars.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Let me just say this. Grown-ass people talking to my child. I don't need no escort. I don't need an escort. Don't talk about my child. Stay right here. But don't tell your people to fucking talk about my child ever. Stop that. We all people.
And see, that's another thing right there. When that dude said, these ain't my people, we're all people. That's the problem there, because they're not our people. Y'all keep trying to make these people our people, and they're clearly showing you that they are not our people. They will tell you to your face, they are not my people, and you will sit there and say, we're all your people. They will tell you to your face, me no black. And you will sit there and say, you are black in America under the system of white supremacy. This is why we're delineating. This is why we're gatekeeping. This is why we're protecting the gates. Because being inclusive have done nothing but put a battery in these people's backs and make them think that they can just disrespect us in any kind of manner because they want to. Let's be very clear about that. That's exactly what it is. Shout out to Joseph Word. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you.
Me a blood clot immigrant today. Fuck out of here. You fucking get the fuck out of here. You get the fuck out of here. You get the fuck out of here. And if I don't, and if I don't, and if I don't,
there was a youth non-tax-paying citizen who made a comment. She was pretty much upset because she felt like everybody was being disrespectful to immigrants. Her mother sits on the task force. Her mother is half Black American, half Caribbean. So the mother got upset because she thought somebody said something to her daughter. I didn't hear it. Somebody said that they said the girl was wrong. It's public comments, so you can have your opinion. And then afterwards, when the meeting was about to be adjourned, the young lady's mother said, no, we're not adjourning this meeting until I say what needs to be said. And so she began to go off on everyone in attendance. And the thing was, who said it? Address it to that person.
Now, family, I agree with what the brother said at the end of the clip before it went into the sister explaining what happened there. These people can't sit on the task force. Now, this sister said that she's Black American, but in the video at the end, at the bottom there, when they said that, this is the member here. Down here. Hold on, let me remove this here. As you can see, when she says she's half Black American, half Jamaican, this is the person here. Oh, hold up. Okay. This is the person here. As you can see, that Black American is really Ghanaian. So she's Ghanaian and Jamaican. Why the hell is she sitting on the task force for foundational Black American reparations? And he'll bond. And he'll bond. Why is she sitting on the task force at all? These are the people that Mona Leo wants us to be opening and welcoming to. These are the people that she's bringing in inside of that big old Trojan horse that she's pushing. Let's go here.
White supremacy, racism, white nationalism, words that once held real meaning have now become nothing more than election strategies. Every 4 years, the Black community is offered handouts and fear. Handouts and fear. Reparations and white nationalism. This is the Democrats' preview. There isn't a single adult today that in good conscience would make the argument that America is a more racist or a more white nationalist society than it was when my grandfather was growing up. And yet we're hearing these terms sent around today because what they want to say is that brown people need to be scared, which seems to be the narrative that we hear every 4 years right ahead of a presidential election. Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Mr. Collins, thank you for having me here today. I received word on my way in that many of the journalists were confused as to why I was invited, and none of them knew that I myself was the victim of a hate crime when I was in high school. That's something that very few people know about me because the media and the journalists and
Yeah, most of us know that about you. And then what did you do? When the Black men showed up for you, you got your little 36,000 or whatever the hell you sued to school for, and then you became a bed witching bed buck. Tether.
left not interested in telling the truth about me because I don't fit the stereotype of what they like to see in Black people. I'm a Democrat. I support the President of the United States, and I advocate for things that are actually affecting the Black community. I'm honored to be here today in front of you all because the person sitting behind me is my 75-year-old grandfather. I've always considered myself to be my grandfather's child, and I mean to say that my sense of humor, my passion, and my work ethic all comes from the man that is sitting behind me. My grandfather grew up on a sharecropping farm in the segregated South. He grew up in an America where words like racism and white nationalism held real meaning under the Democrat Party's Jim Crow laws. My grandfather's first job was given to him at the age of 5 years old, and his job was to lay tobacco out to dry in an attic in the South. My grandfather has picked cotton, and he has also had experiences with the Democrat terrorist organization of that time, the Ku Klux Klan. They would regularly visit his home and they would shoot bullets into it. They had an issue with his father, my great-grandfather. During my formative years, I had the privilege of growing up in my grandfather's home. It's going to shock the committee, but not once, not in a single breath of a conversation did my grandfather tell me that I could not do something because of my skin color. Not once did my grandfather hold a gripe against the white man. I was simply never taught to view myself as a victim because of my heritage. I learned about faith in God, family, and hard work. Those were the only lessons of my childhood.
Your grandfather is not a foundational Black American. Of course, he came over here from a different country talking about working hard. He didn't feel like a victim because he wasn't being victimized. And if he did, it wasn't to the extent of foundational Black Americans. So what makes you think that your experience here is the very same of foundational Black Americans? Shout out to Don Yehudan in the building. Much love to you, family. Shalom, shalom. We go ahead and continue this.
There isn't a single adult today that in good conscience would make the argument that America is a more racist or a more white nationalist society than it was when my grandfather was growing up. And yet we're hearing these terms sent around today because what they want to say is that brown people need to be scared, which seems to be the narrative that we hear every 4 years right ahead of a presidential election. Here are some things we never hear. 75% of the Black boys in California don't meet state reading standards. In inner cities like Baltimore, within 5 high schools and 1 middle school, not a single student was found to be proficient in math or reading in 2016. The single motherhood rate in the Black community, which is at 23% in the 1960s when my grandfather was coming up, is at a staggering 74% today. I'm guessing there will be no committee hearings about that. There are more Black babies aborted than born alive in cities like New York, and you have Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo lighting up buildings to celebrate late-term abortions. I could go on and on. My point is that white nationalism does not do any of those things that I just brought up. Democrat policies did. Let me be clear. The hearing today is not about white nationalism or hate crimes. It's about fear-mongering, power, and control. It's a preview of a Democrat 2020 election strategy, same as the Democrat 2016 election strategy. They blame Facebook, they blame Google, they blame Twitter. Really, they blame the birth of social media, which has disrupted their monopoly on minds. They call this hearing because they believe that if it wasn't for social media, Voices like mine would never exist. That my movement Blexit, which is inspiring Black Americans to leave the Democrat Party, would have never come about. And they certainly believe that Donald Trump would not be in office today. Looking on the next thing to focus on now that the Russian collusion hoax has fallen apart. What they won't tell you about the statistics and the rise of white nationalism is that they've simply changed the data set points by widening the definition of hate crimes and upping the number of reporting agencies that are able to report on them. What I mean to say is that they're manipulating statistics. The goal here is to scare Blacks, Hispanics, gays, and Muslims into helping them censor dissenting opinions, ultimately into helping them regain control of our country's narrative, which they feel that they lost. They feel that President Donald Trump should not have beat Hillary. If they actually were concerned about white nationalism, they would be holding hearings on Antifa, a far-left, violent white gang who determined one day in Philadelphia in August that I, a Black woman, was not fit to sit in a restaurant. They chased me out. They yelled race traitor to a group of Black and Hispanic police officers who formed a line to protect me from their ongoing assaults. They threw water at me. They threw eggs at me. And the leftist media remained silent on it. If they were serious about the rise of hate crimes, they may perhaps be examining themselves and the hate that they have drummed up in this country. Bottom line is that white supremacy, racism, white nationalism, words that once held real meaning, have now become nothing more than election strategies. Every 4 years, the Black community is offered handouts and fear. Handouts and fear. Reparations and white nationalism. This is the Democrats' preview. Of course, society is not perfectible. We've heard testimony of that today. There are pockets of evil that exist, and those things are horrible, and they should be condemned. But I believe the legacy and the ancestry of Black Americans is being insulted every single day. I will not pretend to be a victim in this country, and I know that makes many people on the left uncomfortable. I want to talk about real issues in Black America. I want to talk about real issues in this country and real concerns. The biggest scandal.
But you were a victim in this country, can't dance. You absolutely were. That's why you needed the NAACP to run down there and protect you from them mean old racist Nabiscos. Now, ain't that true? Can't dance? Were you a victim then when they wrote you a check? Family, dude, these people are off their rocker. Shout out to Claude Neely, Francis Amos. Thank you for your super chat, family. Once again, your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always. African American is an ambiguous term. Who benefits from FBAs having ambiguous identifiers? Answer: white supremacists, tethers. Why? The U.S. uses ambiguous terms to make Black folks disappear. Dr. Claude Anderson, absolutely. Absolutely, family. Thank you for that contribution, family. That is absolutely true. And this is what you get when you're ambiguous. People like this, when you want to unify with people who have clearly come here in order to eat off of you like the vampire and ticks that they are. These are the people that she wants us to goddamn unify with. Let's let her finish.
This is my last sentence. In American politics, is that Democrats have been conning minorities into belief that we are perpetual victims, all but ensuring our failure. Racial division and class warfare are central to the Democrat Party platform. They need Blacks to hate whites, the rich to hate the poor. Soon enough, it'll be the tall hating the short.
The time of the witness has expired, Ms. Clark.
All right, let's go here.
Why is it immigrants are not stopping reparations?
My ancestors come from the Caribbean, and there were
Okay,
slaves in the
so then maybe it
Caribbean, and we
wouldn't qualify for the American reparations.
Well, here's the challenge: there are so many difficulties with trying to enact reparations, in part because the question is who gets them. Potentially, I could fall into that category. I honestly have called a pipe dream in the past, and I think that's what it is.
Well, it would be nice if there was an elegant, simple solution to all sorts of complicated problems. You're not actually talking about how to fix those problems if you're only talking about reparations. If we're only debating how we're going to parcel out responsibility for something that happened more than a century ago. And we're probably never going to do this. It's not clear to me why we're pursuing this thing.
Is it fair that there's no reparations, no restitution, nothing?
Should the Irish get reparations, by the way? Irish need not apply signs when they came here during the progressive era. Sure. I mean, how far do we want to take this down? Are we acknowledging that there are ugly spots in history? Because 60% of the world would be entitled to slave reparations if you wanted to play that game.
Well, here's a fact. Slavery ended 154 years ago. It's been a long, long time since we had slavery in this country. And you have people like my family. I'm Black, but my family came to the United States in 1962. My parents are from Costa Rica. Do I get a check?
I did a couple of essay contests that I actually won. And I won like NAACP AXO award for this essay and something else. I can't remember another, like I ended up winning money. And the essay was do you think black people should get reparations? And I was like, no, you didn't work for it.
Why are you so against reparations?
Valerie, it's a matter of a waste of time. We've got so much to do. And yet you have people who invest so much energy and attention on what I consider to be a dead-end idea, a dead-end movement.
So those are all, these are all the people that she wants us to unite with.
If we were to pay reparations today, we would only divide the country further. We would insult many Black Americans by putting a price on the suffering of their ancestors.
These are the folks. These are the folks that she wants us to unite with. She's trying to force a unification with, even though we've already said, no, we're done with these people. These are the folks that she said, fuck you for. And once again, in the immortal words of our good brother, rest in peace, DMX, here we go again. The same old tether dog, just a different day. Here we go again. How nigga move when we play, how we play. Here we go again. A man gotta do what a man gotta do. Here we go again. So if it's fuck me, Mona Leo, then you know it's fuck you. Now, I want to play this clip from a space that Tariq had on TikTok. It's just a small clip. And in this clip, you're going to hear an African literally say, don't listen to any of these other folks. None of us go by black. None of us deal with that. So let's go here, family.
Sucking the dick of flipping FBAs all of a sudden. It's weird to me because us Africans are.
Hold on, can you watch your language? I mean, as a woman, you want to have a potty mouth?
I'm South African. I'm different.
Okay, but
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. But I mean, I can't stand the fact that all of these big-headed, forehead brigades.
Trying to get your life taken down.
Okay, yeah, I know. I don't. That's not cool. You saying something. You're deliberately saying that, Indigo, and you did that for a reason. Now that's why we delineate, because of little stuff like that. You know not to say that, and I'm letting you. Hey, but doing little stuff like that, that's real tetherish. If you want to say something, I'll let you say it, but don't do that.
I'm not a tether. That's one thing I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm true to my Africanness. I just think it's weird. I think it's strange. You got Ethiopians literally like frothing by the mouth for you all of a sudden and stuff like that. And
It's showing respect. It's showing respect. The same way respect I show them. Everybody respect.
Did you know that they call you a jarir in the comment section? This guy, Toha, he was calling you a jarir, and a jarir literally means a.
I know that. I know. I'm gonna get to him. I'm not yet. I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get him. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. I'm gonna get him in a second.
Okay, and then the Ethiopians, they call you Baria.
Yeah, a lot of people call stuff, but there's some Ethiopians who are cool. I don't put them all in the same boat. I'm cool with a lot of people.
I feel like I'm from Sub-Saharan Africa, where we don't take that nonsense from the North and the Horn of Africa. We don't take that, and we're not obsessed with FBA too. I don't know any African who's obsessed with FBAs and stuff. I want to just tell my people, like, stop doing this.
Hold on. Now, why are you upset? Because we're showing each other respect. Showing them respect, they're showing me respect. What's the problem with that?
It's shocking that Ethiopians, you guys will, you do know that they had us enslaved, right? They had black people. This is even before the transatlantic slave trade. They had us enslaved as black people.
Okay, some did. Those were the pale Arabs.
No. The Horn of Africa was participating in the Arab Islam slave trade. They were in power, enslaving people who look like you and me. That's why they always brag about their hair and their nose.
Right. So was the West African too. Now
I'm not West African, though. I'm South African.
I'm saying all over they were participating. You can Libya, up in North Africa, they're doing it now. You got some that's doing it now. You have some that was participating. You have some that's cool. So I'm not going to paint everybody with the same broad brush. You know, if they come in, show respect, I show them respect. All right.
Shout out to the ears that hear the truth. Thank you for your Cash App donation, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution. As well as a shout out, B1 salute to infamous Eli in the building, GD in the building. Much love to you, as well as Mr. Ishmael in the building. Much love to all of you. Thank you for being here, family. Family, notice, we know that she over here gaslighting like a mug, but I want you to hear this person. Oh, sorry. Here we go. This person right here, this is the person that I want you to hear, because he's about to just shut down this whole narrative that we all black and we all know we're black. We always say we black and all this other nonsense. Shout out to Alicia Stover. Apologies, church. We're having emergency elections for a House of Representatives in my area due to redistricting. It's causing chaos, huh? What area are you in, family? Are you in Texas or where are you? Which state are you in that's redistricting? Let's get back over here.
Okay, I guess we just different. I don't do that. I'm never afraid of my enemy.
There you go. Okay. All right. So yeah, she's hostile. I'm not hostile towards African people. And there's been some janky stuff done in Africa, but I'm not gonna paint everybody with the same broad brush. Pasha, were you calling me a Jareer?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Waka girl, she's not even Ethiopian. She doesn't speak for us. She's South Sudanese. We call them Baria, which means slave.
Now you're
We're
Ethiopian?
actually the underclass. I'm a Habesha. I'm an elitist.
Okay, you're an elitist.
Say what?
So you are an elitist?
Yes, Habeshas ruled blacks in Ethiopia.
Okay. So how
And
long
she doesn't speak for us. She's like Oromo or South Sudanese.
Got it. So how long you been over here in the US?
Like 8 years.
Okay. Now how do you like this wonderful country we've built that you can come enjoy?
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. But we're not black. We're not black. That doesn't mean we have to like identify as black.
Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. You can be whatever. You're not foundational Black Americans. So everything else is inconsequential.
Yeah. Right. So we just the few like trolls that come up and like try to kumbaya with black people, it's all fake. Like behind closed doors, like we don't really rock with black people at all.
Right. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Y'all don't rock with your homeland either.
Yeah, like we look closer to North Africans than like other black people.
Right, but y'all never there though. That's the thing. Y'all look like them, but y'all over here with us. So that says a lot, don't it?
Yeah, we're technically Caucasians.
Right.
Because of our like nose and our hair texture.
Until you get around the real ones, and they let you.
We're technically we are Caucasian.
Until you get around
proud
the
of
real
my
Caucasian.
Eurocentric features.
Right, you are on paper. You are listed as Caucasian, but when y'all come over here, y'all don't get to get around the real Caucasians.
No, we do.
No, you don't.
We do. Like I live in their neighborhoods.
No,
They
you
see me
don't.
as one of them.
No, you don't. No, you don't. They don't let y'all around like that. They have you in your own.
Caucasian is a skull shape, so.
AT supremacists, they don't let you guys around.
No, I'm talking about North Africans and Asians. Into Africa like 10,000 years ago.
Oh, there you go. Cool. So what kind of work you do over here?
I'm a student.
Oh, cool. What are you studying, sir?
That doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. Are you ashamed of what you said? Are you studying how to build Uber cars? What are you ashamed of?
No, I'm just here to...
All that big old head you got? I know you got all types of knowledge in there. It's about the knowledge you got. Come on. Share with the knowledge. Share that knowledge.
No. I came here to set the boundaries straight. We're not black. We never identified as black. I'm not here to troll.
Okay, well,
that girl, she's like Oromo or South Sudanese. They're not Ethiopians. The Ethiopian history has nothing to do with Oromos.
Right.
That's Amharic and Habesha history.
Oh, okay. But you're over here with us, and you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Good night.
Yes, indeed. All right. Have a good night, brother. Okay. I know he was okay. What you got? Come on. Share with the knowledge. Share that knowledge.
No. I came here to set the boundaries straight. We're not black. We never identified as black. I'm not here to troll.
Okay. Well.
As you notice, we're not black. We never identify as black. None of them. So she wants unity with a bunch of people that don't even identify with the key unifier or the key thing that they're saying that we should be unifying over. That's what's happening here, family. That's what's happening. And see, hold on 1 second, family. You're in Mississippi? Yeah, I know the redistricting out there is going crazy. When do you guys have your next elections coming up? You say you got an emergency election coming up. When is that going to be? I want to remind people November 4th. Ooh, so y'all not even too far away from your next election, huh? What are you guys voting on? What are you voting on? Is it just the redistricting maps? Or, well, of course you're not voting on the redistricting map. That's for the representatives to vote on. But what's on the ballot? See, Infamous says he's in Mississippi. He didn't even know that. That's why it's important for us to have these conversations, family. And while we have that information being put in the chat, I want to remind folks how they do things. Shout out to our brother, Great Black Shark, who said, mark my words, the one thing that white supremacists and undercover tethers will use to infiltrate and infiltrate the delineation movement is entertainment. That's where entertainment. And that's all we've been seeing. Family, make sure you're not the silly Negro that falls for the Pied Piper routine. That's coming. Shut it down. Shout out to our brother, Great Black Shark, for this response, because honestly, that fits perfectly with what has been happening just in general. How they literally, quite literally, has always used some sort of entertainer to go against what the blast grassroots is pushing. So with the Mona Leo situation, we're pushing delineation. She's trying to use our lineage, heritage, and culture to now unify the same people we're delineating from. We talk about reparations. Shout out and salute to our sister Sean C. We talk about reparations, and they send out this artist by the name of Kirby to do a song called Reparations, and we're talking about cash payments, and the first thing that she says in the damn song is that reparations, I ain't talking about $1. But then go on to say, reparations, yeah, my people want their power. There is no power without the dollar. There is none. First you get the money, then you get the power. Let me say that again. For the people who don't understand, for those who know already know, and shout out to you for already knowing, but God dang it, for those who don't, let me make sure that I say it again to make it plain enough for you people in the back. First you get the money, then you get the power. And quick sec, then you get the nookie. Don't be no dummy. That's what it is. Shout out to our brother, Black RU. Money, power, respect, in that very order. And I'm not saying that you might not have any respect if you don't have the money and power. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as a people, the money comes first. The same way that the so-called Jew, the Ish-like people, the top hat community, they didn't become a powerful group of people until what? They got their money right. Then they started putting money behind different politicians, APAC. And now, if you say anything they feel is disrespectful, they will shut down your pages. They will shut down your money. So why should we not go in the same order? Cut us our check, leave us the hell alone, and watch what we do with it. But that is why the freaking, I think she was the ambassador of the top hat community, who was saying the biggest issue that Israel has is foundational Black American children, the youth. it's just so funny that when we're talking about delineation, here comes Mona Leo talking about unification. When we're talking about reparations, here comes Kirby talking about, I ain't talking about no dollar. When we're talking about cash payments, when we're talking about a transformative black agenda, an anti-black hate crime bill, you said it in the song as well. She end with when you know what's yours is ours. So if you know that what's theirs is ours, why the hell wouldn't you want everything that is ours? Think about that, family. Think about that. If you know what's theirs is ours, what sense would it make to say, okay, all I want is land and you can keep the money, you can keep all the laws in your favor, you can keep all of it. Just give me the land and the power. Power is never given, it's taken. And you can't take the power without a way to enforce you taking that power. It's like racism. Racism is prejudice plus power. And if you don't have the power to enforce your prejudice, you can't be racist. So without the dollar, the money to enforce your power, what power do you really have? You could be given the land and won't have the power to keep it or develop it or anything. The only thing you'll be able to do is sell it back. That's the issue here. Shout out to our brother Damon Reeves in the building. Shalom to you, my brother. You missed your girl. I played one of your girl's clips earlier, so you might want to check it in the replay gang, family. I was just talking to her the other day about you guys. She was all bashful about it. You know, I told her that you guys, you know what I mean, how y'all feel about her and stuff, and she was all bashful. She said thank you, just so y'all know, just so y'all know. Maybe one of these days we'll get her on the broadcast. But I don't know about that because we won't be able to get through nothing. We won't be able to get through nothing. Focus won't even be a word. But anyway, family. Yeah, exactly. Bruce's Beach. Hold on. Bruce's Beach. Exactly. Couldn't do nothing with it. And what they had to do, sell it back. Family, this is why it's important. And this is why it was important for me to do this broadcast here today, because like I said, we might have a younger community that's coming up, the younger community coming up, thinking like just because they see their favorite rapper, singer, or whatever doing whatever or saying whatever, that's how they should move. They should take that as indoctrination. And no, you have to know when these people are spitting in your face, when they're putting a middle finger up to you and your whole damn community, when they're willing to throw you under the bus in order to bring other people into a place where they shouldn't be in the first damn place, a space that we've created. I'm gonna have to remind you guys of some things. Let's start off with this one.
H-Town. We are so happy to be standing here on this stage as proud country Texas women supporting and celebrating the one and only Vice President Kamala Harris. A woman who's been pushing for what this country really needs right now: unity. It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room.
Now, family, and I'm going to speed this up because I don't want to listen to this any longer than I need to. Family, with all the beehivers and all the people that love Beyonce, when she came out and did this, did it matter? No, because people understood that these folks are just clowns in the circus. Thank you very much, Don. You came with it before I got a chance to get it out. And you know what happens when you have clowns in the circus? You have to have the ringleader come out and address the clowns first by singing.
Send in the clowns.
That's it. That's all, family. But Beyonce didn't get any traction in the very same way that Mona Leo will not receive any traction in this situation. We're not looking towards you celebrities in order to tell us how we need to be moving. No, we're moving in the way we are moving. And if you're not on code, then you're getting just tossed to the side. Now, are some people still listening to Beyonce? Yes. But also, Beyonce didn't say, if you don't like what I'm doing here, then fuck you. You're weird. And so nobody cares if you're still listening to Beyonce. We just look at it like, okay, we're not taking any endorsements from you. But notice Beyonce didn't go out there and alienate her base. Shout out to Andrea Jones. Play 3 Ring Circus by Blue Magic. Yes, this is Shine Bone Beyonce, family. Let's let her finish cooking.
Positivity, the community, the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician.
No, Beyonce, you're absolutely there as a celebrity. If you were Jaquisha from down the street, nobody would know who the hell you are. If you was Denise from up the block, nobody would give a damn about who the hell you are. If you was Letitia from around the corner, they would not give a damn about who the hell you are. You are there in one capacity and one capacity only, for the job that you were paid to do. Be a celebrity and endorse Kamala.
I'm here as a mother.
They have to pay you $10 million to go on stage and say you're there as a mother. They paid $10 million for a mother to go on stage and endorse Kamala Harris. I think not. I know plenty of mothers around this piece. They ain't get $10 million to go up there and endorse Kamala. I'm pretty sure there's mothers in the crowd you could just pick out with their children, and Kamala ain't pay them $10 million. But B, since you're a celebrity, that $10 million receipt is in Kamala's pocket.
Mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. A world where we're not divided. Our past, our present, our future merge to meet us here. Imagine our daughters growing up seeing what's possible with no ceilings, no limitations. Imagine our grandmothers. Imagine what they feel right now. Those who have lived to see this historic day. Even those who are no longer physically with us. Imagine all of their sacrifice. The sacrifices made so we can witness the strength of a woman standing in her power, reimagining what leadership is. For all the men and women in this room and watching around the country.
Yeah, family. No, we're here to remind you what these celebrities are used for. I'm not going to play the volume on this, but we're here to remind you what these celebrities are used for. This is what the celebrity was used for when we wasn't rocking with Kamala Harris. This is just another example, one of many, 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 many. This is just one example of many. And when I say one example, I'm only at this point in time using celebrities that was supporting Kamala. We're going to get into Trump too, because this happened. They use it on both sides. But we know we done been through the same playbook over and over and over. This is all a celebrity is at this point in time. It's all about doing something for someone else to get recognition. So when it comes down to our foundational Black American debt that's owed to us, we're not going to allow no celebrities to come in and try to tell us anything otherwise than how we're moving. Let's go here. Y'all remember this?
It's what you would say to people who look at this. We've heard a lot about cutting people up into groups, which on this program we've discussed the limitations of that. But on the one hand, it is white men who are skeptical of Kamala Harris. It is white and Latino men that are breaking towards Trump.
I know what the question is. Continue. Continue.
Should I continue? You can go ahead. If you got the gist of it, go ahead.
Well, it's sad but true. Some of my brothers have been drinking that Kool-Aid. And I just hope that they get their minds straight, get their minds right in time for this election. If they're conscious, if they're aware, there's nothing that this other guy can do that's going to put us, not just Black folks, but Americans in a better position going forward. So I urge, and I got to give credit to President Obama, because he's been going really hard on the brothers. Some might think too hard, but I don't think so. We got to wake up, and don't go for the okie doke, the flim flam. Can't do that. We got to support our sister to become the first woman president of the United States of America, and the first sister. And then for this guy to say she's not Black. Has he ever heard of Howard University? HU, AKA. Those two get you in my way already,
So by that logic, there's going to be a whole lot of white people who can now say they're Black, because there's white people that goes to Howard University. There's white people that's in those Black sororities. Don't you know? Don't you know?
Howard, AKA sorority. So it's I know I'm laughing, some smiles, some jokes, but it's serious business. It's serious business. I don't want to, make light of where we are this last couple of, how many days is it to election?
15.
2 weeks and a day. As I said before, we got to move forward and not backwards.
And we're going to go here too. Like I said, it isn't just Democrats. It wasn't just Kamala. This is also a playbook, a page right out of the Republicans too. Y'all remember when Kid Rock was was escorting Trump to the stage?
I just want to say, I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what. He will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again. Okay.
Don't you just love that guy? Don't you just love that guy? I tell you, it has been a very exciting day. You guys, not one person left here. You're still here yelling and screaming. So my word is, Wildwood, are you in the house? No, I can't hear you. Wildwood, are you in the house? Thank you guys for all your support. And how about a great shout out for Metro Exhibit, baby? We made it all happen. All because of you. Thank you.
Great guys.
Family, we're not allowing ourselves to be used by any damn body, celebrity or not. If you're off code, you're going to be called out for being off code. That's it. I don't know why these people think that they get a pass because of their past or their history or whatever the situation may have you. I don't care. You come to us off code, you bring some off codeness, you're going to be called off code. You're going to be called out for being off code. It's that simple. These folks act as if we're supposed to stay silent while they sell out our community, sell out our culture, help push erasure of our culture. And we're here to tell you, hell no, that's not what we're here to do. And that's not what we're going to do. That young lady may not have looked up, and by the young lady, I'm speaking about Mona Leo. That young lady may not have did the research on what Solani is and what it represents. She may not understand. But none of that matters once you're willing to double down off your ignorance. Especially when all these people that you're trying to quote unquote unite with only sees us as a lick. When we're out there talking about reparations for specific foundational Black Americans, they out there trying to turn into an all lives matter situation. Everybody should get reparations. More, there's been other people that's been harmed too. And they know this. And for anybody to try to be the Trojan horse for these people, and then once you're called out for being the Trojan horse, you get defensive and then start cussing people out saying F you if you don't like it and you weird and all this other stuff when you're supposed to be on the same gatekeeping stuff that we're on. If it's your culture. Family, they understand what the bag is. These people come to America to eat off of everything that we done already did. They're not fighting for things that we've done over here in their countries because in their mind, it's already been done here. Why do all the hard work in their own land? Why do all the hard work in someone in their own country when they could just go to someone else's country and gain all the benefits that those people there fought for? And family, they know that we're the lick. Not only do they know that we're the lick, they're going back to their old scamming ass ways because they know that we're the lick. Donald Trump is out here putting deportation orders on everybody. And they're trying their hardest to figure out how they can keep their proximity to this land. Shout out to Alicia Stover. Exactly what you said. Disrespectful, disrespectful, cowardly opportunists. And shout out to Harvey Your World, who says what? America is what? Full of murderers, thieves, and opportunists. Murderers, thieves, slaves, opportunists. I might have said that wrong, but you know the quote. America was founded off of murderers, slaves, and opportunists. That's the saying. And these tethers are out here trying to, once again, show off their opportunistic ways by saying, hey, you know what? It's time for Africans to start marrying African Americans. Africans need to start marrying foundational Black Americans. Oh, yeah, that's what they're saying, family. More of the lick behavior, scamming behavior. Let's go here. Exactly, Troy. Dr. Claude Anderson was correct. It still is correct. Let's go here.
The time has come for African women to start dating Black American men. The time has come from people from motherland to start dating African Americans. The time has come. These are our people. A lot of you come here and you be like, I need a man. You still plan going back to Africa to go get you a man for what? Are these not men? These are men. All right? These are men, good-looking men, intelligent men. They got everything you need in a man. Because I was watching.
Wait a second. I thought we didn't have any culture. I thought that Black men were abusive and all this other stuff. Now all of a sudden, we got everything. We're attractive and we're good-looking men. We're smart and intelligent. Oh, like I said, when they come in, they always come in trying to entice the ears. Shout out to Don. He said, I'm going to hard pass on that, bro. Shout out to you. I'm with you on that. Take a hard left on that. I'm going to take a hard left on that. Berner says he's done. He's done on that. Yeah. I don't know, brothers. She's calling you out. Yeah, I remember they was calling us bullet bags. Yeah. Would you want to marry someone who called you a bullet bag? Shout out to Shalonda. She said, I pray our men don't eat what she's serving. I bullshit you not. I don't think any one of us would want to eat anything that they serve. I don't care what it is. It always look unappetizing. Shout out to our sister Bash. She said they want to conquer us in our own homeland. This has been done for centuries. Absolutely. Absolutely. Our sister Key Prince says, yeah, brothers and sisters, it's not about love. It's about being the rich Black people in the world, the richest Black people in the world. Watch their compromised immunity status. Shout out to Alicia. Look out, FBA, man. If she cannot get Zaddy, you up next. I don't know. I don't know. It ain't looking too good. Still, Kevin said, baby, y'all way too off cold. Y'all act like we don't see y'all with the big eyes. I go on them. We see how quiet y'all are on FBA issues and loud on the disrespect. Absolutely, family. Lachey said, hell no. Oh, hell no. Our FBA men better not marry these tethers. I don't think you'll have an issue with that, family. Miss Cooking with Miss D saying our FBA men better run. Yeah, yes. Andrea just want us to answer. I think you're getting the answers here. We already said. I think we had the consensus where we're like, nah. I just got them reaching for green card love. 90-day fiance. That's what is going on here. That's what's going on here. She better not bring that to me. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm a tripper, and I'm just gonna hop in the car and roll off. I ain't running nowhere. Christopher, he said, nah, I'm cool on the bush meat brisket. They smoked that for 24 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. King Prince said, I would never marry their musty men. Exactly, Tampa Bay said, never forget Akata. Yes, now you want to marry the Akata, the Jurir. Yeah. Val said, black man, y'all back. Hot. We ain't never left. We always been on that. You know what I mean? We ain't never left this piece. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Look, they're going to come out next month with all kind of sad, pooky stories saying FBAs ain't shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be the very next ones. This is hell. Said, don't know FBA man want no barbecue meerkat, especially when you can't cook it all the way through. Don't y'all use they cook that stuff like rotisseries, right? You put it on the stick, throw it over an open fire, and then turn the stick. You ain't gonna get through the meat like that. Jeez, man. Shout out to Mrs. L for that. Oh, Miss D says she's coming out with some tether repellent. I look forward to it. I think we already have it. It's called Rootwork deodorant. I think the deodorant in itself is the repellent. Shout out to Aletha. All right, let's let her finish.
Watching a video the other day, a lady narrated her story, how she went to Africa to go get herself a man. Getting there, everything went well until the man came to America. Guess what? Everything was messed up. So instead of you going back to Africa to go and get you a man, why don't you just settle down here? Look for a black American guy. Because a lot of them, they are well behaved. A lot of them, they are handsome. A lot of them, they are intelligent. A lot of them, they understand. Most of them are even better than those your African men. Come with your culture. Come with your ways. Learn how to cook. Cook for this man. Take care.
Notice what she said. Come with your culture. Come with your ways. Learn how to cook. She didn't say embrace his culture. Embrace the American way. No. Come with your culture. Come with your ways.
A lot of them, they understand. Most of them are even better than those your African men. Come with your culture. Come with your ways. Learn how to cook. Cook for this man. Take care of them. Combine your culture with their own. You're going to see that you're going to have a beautiful relationship with them.
Combine your culture with their own. So this is about, once again, assimilating African culture into foundational Black American culture. And they think that just because you're a submissive woman to foundational Black American men, that's all it takes. It doesn't. You're going to need a lot more than learning how to cook. Because if you're bringing that nonsense that you cook over there this way, Just the way that it looks will turn us off. But once again, like I said, this isn't about finding love. This is about assimilating their culture into ours. Once again, finding a way in the door.
Just dress like they are women, look good like they are women, you know.
And what is that saying? Cosplay. Just cosplay their women. Look good like they're women. I thought our women wasn't the standard. All of a sudden, the men is the standard and our women are the standard. Oh, they didn't switch it all up, family. This sounds 100% different than what they've been saying these past few years, right? Fix your hairline like they're women. I am amused. Cook what? Fried ostrich chopsticks? Let me show you how to catch this bush meat. I will cook it for you. Let me cook this bush meat for you. I guarantee you will like it, daddy. She can't even say daddy. She'll call you Diddy. You will love it, Diddy. You will love it. Shout out to Cherry Red. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. Exactly. These immigrants go wherever the wind blows. Real stuff. Let's let her continue.
Put some eyelash. Put some eyelashes on. You know, look good. Moisturize. You know.
She said, look good. Moisturize. What is going on with these people? Moisturize. Make sure you are not like ashy up here.
Women look good like they are women. You know, put some eyelash. Put some eyelashes on. You know, look good. Moisturize. You know, draw some tattoos on you. You know, look cute, look sexy. You know, these men, they're gonna like you. They're gonna be like, oh, she look like our people. She look like us. She's like one of us. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Cosplay them so that their men will want you instead of them, and bring your culture and your ways into those men's lives. Okay, let's continue.
Yes, men are the same. Man is gonna be men are always gonna be men, because after all, a lot of times their women don't even need them. Why can't you utilize what you have? You have the opportunity.
What do you mean our women don't need us? Somebody from the outside in telling black men, or excuse me, telling her people that black women don't need black men. But they need us. No. I disagree 100-fold. Foundational black American men need foundational black American women, and vice versa. And vice versa. Because it's too many people such as yourself trying to get a lick. I am appalled. I feel you. I hate the sound of tether babble. I feel you on that too. Let's let her finish babbling.
You live here. What's your problem? Why going back to Africa to go get you a man when we have all these intelligent men around here, handsome dudes, black American guys? A lot of you don't show interest at all. I don't know what's wrong with African women. All right. So think about this, because it hurts my heart to see my fellow women crying. Anyway, remember, I'm your Edo Queen. Keep watching my videos. I'll see you guys on my next post.
This is what Mona Leo wants us uniting with. A bunch of scammers and people who only wants to deal with us when it benefits them, not the other way around. There is nothing reciprocal about this parasitic relationship. And I said this in the space the other day. This is like being in an abusive relationship and these people can't take it. The Africans, the Tethers, the Caribbeans, all of these folks are at this point in time a person who is the abuser. FBAs are walking away and saying, I'm not going to allow you to abuse me. And the abuser never thinks that the person being abused will leave them, will walk away. But when we do, it ruins their minds. They lose their minds. So then they want to become very toxic. They want to start disrespecting. Trust me when I say this is a very, very toxic, parasitic group of people. So don't feel any kind of way about not wanting to be tethered to any of them. Don't feel any kind of way about telling these tethers to get the hell on. Because trust me, if it doesn't benefit them, they're going to be doing the same. But also, family, another reason why these people don't want to lose their proximity to us. Shout out to Antonio Anthony in the building. Much love to you, family. Another reason why these folks don't want to sever the tie is because not only are we the lick, but the tethers that come to America becomes the lick for Africans back home too. Now, I'm about to play something that you might not have heard. Maybe you have heard it, but Nigeria has started a global tax where they're going to be taxing Nigerians no matter where they live. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scammers are going to be scammed as well. Let's go here.
Nigeria, they can't find a way to keep the lights on, but they'll find out a way to tax your ass. Yeah, they came out with this new global Nigerian tax. If you're an expat living abroad, if you're in the UK, if you're in the USA, even if you're in Cameroon, in Africa, another Africa country, they taxing you. And let's say you come back to Nigeria and you spend over 180 days throughout the year in Nigeria, they taxing you too. Yeah, that's this new Nigerian global tax. But all the doctors, all the engineers and lawyers can't find a way to keep the lights on, or they can't protect the dogs in Nigeria, or they can't protect the Christians in Nigeria, but they could tax you globally. That's wow. Y'all can't keep the lights on. How many Nigerians could keep the lights on 24/7 without having a generator to power your place? How many Nigerians? We'll never know.
Family, if they're being scammed by their fellow people back in their homelands, why the hell would we want to continue to have communion with these folks who are also trying to scam on us? They're scamming on us and they're being scammed over there. This is diabolical. They want us to be the people who are willing to be scammed while they get turned around by their own damn country to be scammed from across the seas. They say you ain't sending enough money back home. Now we gonna need some dough off the top. These are the people that Mona Leo wants us to unite with. I humbly decline. That's it and that's all. I humbly decline. And you can be mad. You can say F us and you can say you don't care and all this other stuff. Okay, good. Good luck with your album. Good luck with your career. Because if you haven't been seeing left and right what's been happening to people who's been disrespectful to foundational Black Americans, your Fat Joes, your goddamn Buster Slimes, your Tylers, your lefty gunplays, all of these people had to find out. So I don't have a problem with you finding out either. And just because you are a Houston native, it doesn't mean that you represent Houston in the way it's supposed to be represented. It doesn't mean that you represent the foundational Black American community within Houston. So there's a lot of tethers in Houston. There's a lot of tethers out here. So maybe, just maybe, they'll support you. Or maybe, just maybe, they'll do you like Tyler and not. Either way, you signed your own death certificate. Either way, you put your own career into that coffin. That's just what it is. And if you're successful, good for you. You just won't be successful on this side of the fence. And to all my young brothers and sisters that are hear this and think that I'm just talking like an old nigga, okay, cool. But if you ignore the disrespect to you and your people, don't be surprised when that disrespect come back tenfold over and over and over again. When you try to take up for people who disrespect you in your community, don't be surprised when you see that disrespect continuously. Nobody respects a pushover. You come from a long line of people who stand on business. And you stand on the shoulders of giants. And it would be disrespectful to those giants if you shrink yourself in order to make everyone else feel big. That's not what we're about. That's not what our lineage is about. That's not what our culture is about. But with that being said, family, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations, as well as clicking the other link to the Telegram. Make sure you create a Telegram. Well, join the Telegram. You don't need to create one, but join the Telegram to help me combat the shadow banning that YouTube have been actually doing over the past couple of weeks or so. Family, I was going to talk about another segment, but I think I'm going to save it for another time because I think this will take another hour and we don't have another hour here. So I'm going to save this for another day this week. I got a few more videos coming this week as well. Well, a few more broadcasts coming this week as well. I have some videos coming to the members this week. Monday, is it Monday or Tuesday? I think Tuesday. I have some videos coming to the members as well as the patrons. I'm going to be dropping the next round of voting for selections for the votes for the 70s. What was the poll that I dropped? The best celebrity collaboration. So make sure you look out for that, family. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who's donated, whether by Cash App or Super Chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'd like to thank my members, my mods. Thank you all for being here, as well as my Patreons. And family, like I said, don't let these people convince you that it's okay to be docile while other people destroy your lineage, your heritage, your culture, and everything that your people built. When I say we stand on the shoulder of giants, that's why they hate us so much, because they say, "Yo, you guys think that you're better than us." No, we don't. We know we are. Well, at least I know we are. Because you wouldn't be saying that if you were looking down on us. You say that because you feel us looking down on you. Your ancestors aren't giants. Our ancestors are known around the world. And those giants is what makes you hate us. Those giants and the things that those giants have done in this country is the reason why you are so zesty when it comes down to us talking about what is owed to us. We are not the same. We may look the same, but we are not the same. When you look at a wheat and a hair, they look the same. But one is a weed and the other one is consumable. With that being said, family, much love to each and every one of you. Until tomorrow, because I'll be going live tomorrow. We got to talk about some illegals. We got to talk about the fact that Gavin Newsom shut down the so-called reparations bill that Isaac Bryan brought through. Yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow because, like I said, that's another banana in the damn tailpipe either way. But we're going to do a broadcast reminding people what the actual situation was in California and in many other places. And then we're going to look at some of these illegals and the things that they're getting without any type of involvement from Gavin Newsom, no vetoes, none of that. No type of pushback from any of the politicians, none of that. But I'll see you here tomorrow, family. You guys have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. For those who will be in the Jason Black space, I'll see you there in a hot second. With that being said, family, exactly, my sister Newsom played himself. He better not ever think about sniffing the podium of the president. It ain't going to work out for you. But with that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace out.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. Yeah. So fuck everybody. I'm off.